Welcome, J Spot. It's your boy Jay, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Tonight's topic, very interesting topic. And thank you for the 1 million persons already on the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, man. Special night tonight. We're going to be discussing a very unique topic. And let me come back down to earth with this one. Very unique topic that is very sentimental to me. Now, tonight's topic is my reflection, where you are coming from and where you are heading. Now, why it is sentimental to me is that there are times when we don't take the time out to really focus on our past, and as a result of not focusing on our past, then it presents a sense of difficulty in actually knowing where you are going. Now, tonight, we want to go ahead and just share one with another, you know, just to do a deep dive, basically, into the thought process that is related to this topic. But as we always do on the channel, we're going to go ahead and start off with prayer, because it is most important to invite the presence of God in our midst, so that whatever we say tonight can be according to what He desires of us. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, we give you thanks. God, we celebrate you for who you are and what you have done in our lives. God, we acknowledge our past, Father, and we thank you for the future that you have ahead of us. God, I just want to take the opportunity now to just celebrate you. I want to take the opportunity to glorify you and big you up, because it's not because we have done anything special, but because you truly love us. So, Lord, I pray that you will continue loving us and helping us to, oh Lord, extend that love one to another, Lord, that we will grow from strength to strength and actually achieve full purpose in your grace. As we tell you thanks together in Jesus' name, amen. So, we're here tonight. One more night, Lifestyle Thursdays. Welcome back. 1 million persons watching. Thank you. Remember to like up the live as soon as you enter. Yeah, man. So, as I said before, we are touching the topic tonight, reflection, where we are coming from and where we are heading. Reason being, there are a lot of times, as I said before, we don't look back. We don't look back. We tend to stay where we are and we remain static in the position that we are in, not acknowledging the things that we have been through. And I can tell you, from my personal experience, some of us, we have some very colorful past. Some of us, if we should tell the truth about where we are coming from, some people would probably break down and cry. They wouldn't even know what to say in relation to our story, because some of the story really intense and it touching, breaks you down. Some of us, we might have been fortunate to, you know, come from a background that might have started out successful and things were going okay, and you grew up with both parents and everything did nice and wonderful. But for some people, they didn't have those luxuries. They didn't have adequate food. They didn't have proper shelter. They had to be sharing the household or the bedroom with several siblings. And some people, they had to even choose the floor, while maybe the younger siblings got the bed and so on. But if you look at them today, you would never know where they are coming from. So tonight, we really want to just, you know, somewhat of a testimony, but not really a testimony. We just all share one with another and just look back where we're coming from, where we're heading. And we're going to also take a look at where we are today. All right, so bear with me while we continue to set up the studio and get things on the way. I'm going to go ahead now and drop the link. But you don't know the thing already. I don't keep the link selfish to myself. I have a couple of people who come out with us on a nightly basis, so dropping the link is quite important. Welcome to the 2 million people on the live. Your presence is always welcome over here at Jay Says. Welcome home, because this is your YouTube home every Thursday night. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love as well, you know. Nothing short of kindness. And the reason why I say that is a mere fact that you could have chosen to be anywhere on a night like tonight, but Thursday night you're here with the JC's family, and for that I am truly grateful. All right. Now the link is dropped, and if you don't mind, we can continue some conversation in the comment section. I'm gonna go ahead and pin the link as well, so that the link is accessible. All right, comments. So for the persons who are actually watching now, we just want to ask, just give us a rundown in the comment section of one memory from your past. Go ahead, you can just go ahead and share with us one special memory from your past. And, you know, we just look at it and compare notes, and we all live happily ever after, as they would always say. You know? All right, welcome Triple T, welcome, welcome, welcome. Always a pleasure to have you over here at J Says. You are definitely a member of the J Squad. So yeah, guys, tonight, make sure I have my 4 eyes with me. Make sure I have my 4 eyes with me, guys. All day I've been having trouble with my eyes, so yeah, man. We're not going like we don't wear it, we wear it, and only when I'm unruly when I really wear it. Much love, thank you, Triple T. Much love, much love, much love. All right, so Triple T, can you share with us one memory that you have from your childhood that resonates with you even today? Just any memory, something that freshly pops up in your mind whenever you think about your childhood. You can share with us, and if you feel like you'd like to come upstairs, you can always come upstairs. I don't mind. It's always a pleasure having you upstairs anyway. You reason well, and that's one of the reasons why you're always welcome at this house. Always. So share with us, Triple T, one experience of from your childhood that pops up in your mind as you think. As for me, I can remember growing up with 2 other siblings. I only have a brother and a sister biologically, for either parents. Either parent. My sister is the eldest, and my brother is next in line, and then I am the baby. Yeah, man, Jay is the baby. But we had a unique childhood. It wasn't always wonderful, but it wasn't the worst. I can safely say that it wasn't the worst, but it was you know, somewhere right there in the middle, because we had and have parents who want to see the best for us. Sorry while I take some water. Parents who wanted to see the best for us. So education was a priority. School, have to go to school. Can't miss school. If you miss school, you're in trouble. And they made sure that you were in school religiously. You'd have to go. Never choice. But yeah. Triple T says in the comment section, as a child, I was always fearful of everything. Yeah, you always fearful. You care to add anything to that, Triple T? You're always fearful of everything. Put some meat on the board. Always fearful. I remember, guys, to like up the live as soon as you enter. Like up the live. Lifestyle, life with the royalty lifestyle. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, man, always a pleasure. Triple T, if you have not got had royalty yet, you can go ahead and connect with royalty when the live is done. All right. So as I always say, there's a rule that I always have: get a pen, get a piece of paper, and write down the names of the persons who you would like to connect with. And once you've done that, then you can make the connection after the live. All right. So life with royalty lifestyles. Tonight we're talking about where you're coming from and where you are now. Right? So we're somewhat looking back on our past, from our childhood until now, and where we expect to go in the future. So you can just go ahead and share your experiences if you want. The live is that the link is already pinned. So if you'd like, you can also pin the link and you can come upstairs and we can have a chat as well. All right, so Tasha says in the comment section, I was afraid of the dark, afraid of beating. Most children are triple T. All right, so it says, good night, sis. Have a have a have a great y'all. All right, that's Shauna K. Tasha said, afraid for people talk to me bad because me would have cry and feel bad about myself. I had a very low self-esteem. But look at God. But look at God, Tasha Timely thoughts. Look at God. Hmm? Somebody who would have been fearful and somebody who would have considered themselves as having low self-esteem is now hosting their own YouTube channel. And that is a big plus because throughout that period of time, it would show that God would have granted you confidence. So welcome to the 4 million people who are on the live tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said before, your presence is always welcome over here at Jay Says. You're home, so welcome home. All right. So, Shanake, your experiences. What have you gone through? Share something from your past, from your childhood days, and how that experience has molded you to who you are today. Right? We're just looking at it from a broad brush perspective as it relates to where you are coming from and how that has affected who you are today. Go ahead and share with us if you don't mind. As I said before, like up the live as soon as you enter, guys, and the link is already pinned. Keep the comment section also running. And if you have not yet connected with somebody, connect with them. All right? Write them down and connect with them. Sean, okay, share with us your experiences, if you don't mind. Oh, Lord. Life with Royalty says tribulation. Tribulation in what sense, Royalty? You want to come upstairs and tell us about the tribulation? If you don't mind. No, you're not mind. No, you're not shy now. So you can come upstairs and we can hold a reason about your tribulation. Triple T, already, you're already welcome to come upstairs. Tribulation. All right. So let's look on tribulation a little bit. What exactly are you talking about in regards to tribulation? Is a case where you're suggesting that you had a rough childhood or you used to get beaten? Um, Is it something that you are afraid of talking about today? Does it still affect you today? Has it caused you to in any way or form feel fearful in your present state? Has it affected you positively or negatively? Share with us. I was still waiting for the rest of the people to come in, so we are holding the fort tonight because tonight promises to be a rich discussion. Bible tells us that we must come together and reason one with another. So we reason and try to help each other tonight. Who knows? Maybe we can help somebody to overcome something that they've been struggling with for some time now. Greetings to the 3 million people who are on the live tonight. So Tasha Time Thought says, life and royalty, blessings, welcome. And royalty in response says, greetings, Tasha. So people are greeting each other in the chat. And Tasha added, amen and glory to God. Right? So royalty says, rocky living, and I'm better now. Thanks be to God. Amen, amen, and amen. Yeah, man. It's good when you can look back at the past and you say, yeah, it is rough enough. Brother, it is rocky. Hey, we used to go through something. But then you can now say, I now have a better life. And one of the sweetest things that you could have ever said. Believe me, it's one of the nicest things you could ever say. Because I remember growing up in the country as a little country boy, and I still live in the country, of course. I still live I apologize, guys. I don't know what happened. It seems like the internet is acting up. So the internet threw me off a while ago. Right? Remember to like up the live, guys, as you enter. As I was saying, I remember as a child growing up in the country, and I still live in the country, as I was saying before, that the one of the things that we used to have to do, we used to have to carry water on our heads. I don't know if nobody remember carrying the bucket of water on your head. Yeah, man, you have to carry water on your head and all of them stuff. And we used to have to carry the water from way out the road to get to where the house is. And I'm telling you, it used to be a very rough experience because as a child coming up, say them heavy something there, you have to carry them and you have to make sure to water in the house and domestic water to be used, whether for cooking or bathing and so on. We have a full jump. Most people don't know the jump and experience. Welcome to the 3 million people. But you have to carry water and full jump. And we have to do it. It was a chore, it was a task, and it had to be done. All right, so Triple T is reminding everybody to share their childhood experiences. Yes, share childhood experiences, man. Triple T also adds, me never did do that. And she also remind us that she deliver town. Yes, Triple T. We know Kingston life, you never have to do that, none at all. But as a child, I had to do it. Lifestyle is saying, as a child, hungry days never say. As a child, hungry days never kick you away. I say, man, hungry days box me down, man. Enough time. Whole heap of time. We had times when we were genuinely hungry. But one thing me know is that no matter how the hunger came, God was always a provider. That's a one thing me can rest assured about. I'm not afraid to talk up to this day. God is always a provider because my mother had a thing where, and I admire my mother for the level of faith that she had. My mother would have gone into the kitchen, and normally she's on the live. So I wish she could have jump on the live tonight and confirm with me. I say there were times when my mother would be in the kitchen. We know still nothing there, but my mother started cooking. And I see my mother put on her pot and she just start sing. And she sing and she sing and she sing. And before you know it, you hear somebody calling, Sister Jones! Sister Jones! And by the time she go out there, Mama said me forget the banana here. Or Mama said me must get a piece of pumpkin here. Or something. But something always came. And you just have to just look on it as a blessing from God. Because something always came. Welcome to the 3 million people. I remember in high school, by this time, my sister would have left the house and gone to college. And I remember it was my brother and I. My brother would have been in his senior year of high school. And by this time, senior year as in 10th grade, my brother did athletics and sports. My brother was a very good goalkeeper. Who know football, my brother was a good goalkeeper. Very good. So I take sports seat. And also my brother was a very good track and field runner. He was a sprinter as well. So, I always like the thing. I'm gonna say, all right, cool, I'm gonna take on that too. So by the time I got to the 8th grade, I tried out for the team in 7th grade. And it never worked out because I was a sickly child as well. I used to have rheumatic fever when I was little. So anybody know anything about rheumatic fever? A pain in the joints. Your joints would ache, like bad ache and swelling. I had that when I was a child where my joints would get sore and I would just have this excruciating pain in my knees. And I was just told not to do sports because of the amount of pain with me as a child with that after beer. And I remember in 7th grade, I asked my coach, my then physical education teacher, if I could try out for the team, and he said, yeah, you can try out for the team, but he might ask my brother and my parents' permission. And he did, and my brother said no. He didn't want me to because my brother is overprotective of me because he knew the pain that I used to experience as a child. And I just wait until my brother they're training at evening time, and I just decide to just start go and sit down. And one evening I brought my clothes and I ran faster than most of the boys in my age group that were in training. My coach was in awe. Not just the fact that I had rheumatic fever, I also had asthma. So an asthmatic is not supposed to be doing no much running, and somebody who has rheumatic fever is supposed to do much running. But I decided that I was gonna fight through my pain. I'm gonna fight through my pain, and believe me, I pushed through it and pushed through it. And the first race that my brother saw me run in training, because him drape me up the evening when him see me the first evening, and coach rough him and tell him say don't do it because your brother have promise. And my brother didn't know I could run that fast. And my coach said, all right, I'm gonna prove it to you. Because my brother, I just call him Jones. Jones, no prove it to you so you have to leave your brother alone. And that coach put me with some boys that were older than myself. And believe it or not, guys, I blow the guys out of the water. Fast, quickly. Blow them out of the water. My brother was in awe that evening. And from that I was able to train. But him always I say, watch anytime you start feel pain, you must stop. And guys, I would feel pain through the workouts. I will train, see where my knees are kill me, my fingers are kill me, my elbows everywhere hurt. But I would still train. And believe me, it caused me to become a star athlete at my high school by the time I was in 9th grade. So from 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, I became a household name in my high school. And by this time, my brother would have been looking to graduate, and my brother left the legacy, and I carried it on. You know? So saying that to say this, looking back at that little portion of my life, I could have been somebody who, when everybody tell me give up, me just give up, and I wouldn't have come out to anything in regards to sports. But I tried, and I did, and I achieved. Now, that's just one component. Now, my reason for stop doing athletics, I had a broken knee in 1998 when I was in about fifth form. I was in the fifth form and I had my knee broken. Fell down in training, and I got a serious injury, very very bad sports injury, and I had to stop. As you didn't know the history already, guys. So it's never easy, but the past actually helped to shape you because I went on to becoming a track and field coach. I went to college and I became a physical education teacher and coached track and field for many years. I coached track and field for about 7 years or more. So so I have a whole heap of years under my belt in regards to track. Remember, continue to like up the live, guys. If you are interested in coming upstairs, feel free to come upstairs. Up here feel a little bit lonely. Triple T, if you don't mind, you can always jump upstairs. Life with royalty, if you don't mind, also you can jump upstairs. All right. So yeah, guys. It is what it is, and to God be the glory, don't it? To God be the glory, because there are a lot of people who have had rough backgrounds and they don't make it out. They're not even here right now. So many of my friends from high school, they're not even alive right now. They've passed and they've gone. No, enough people have had wasted lives as well. Like even throughout the years, people just can't manage it and them just lose them way and just gone. Who no lose it mentally, just lose the will to fight. And that's another thing where the past is concerned, guys. Always, and I repeat, always try to maintain your will to fight. Life no promise to be easy, but it is worth the fight. It's worth to push through. It is worth giving yourself a fighting chance. You understand what I mean? It's worth giving yourself a fighting chance, guys, because you never know you never know how it's gonna turn out for you. You really, really and truly, you never know how it is gonna turn out. Because, all right, no problem, royalty. Thank you for coming. Thank you for passing through. Wagwan Badu Meji. Well, we discussed a nice little topic tonight, Badu. The topic is about reflection, looking where you're coming from and looking at where you are now. You know, we're actually examining the struggles where we actually got through, all the experiences that we went through, and where we are right now. So, big brother, if you want to come upstairs, you can come upstairs and all our reasoning with me too. Nothing wrong with that. The link is already pinned. Just share your experiences of where you are coming from and where you got through and how it has affected you, you know, being the person that you are today. If you don't mind, you can come up, Badu, and I'll make all our reasoning. Triple T is saying in the chat, good night. Good night, everybody. All right. So royalty said that she had to go. So big up yourself again, royalty. Really, 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 really appreciate you passing through. Now, like, I appreciate the support. All right. Normally the house full by now, but it seems as if everybody succumbed to the raindrops tonight. I we know so the rain there everywhere, but that's what the thing said. So come upstairs, Badu, if you don't mind. Come all a reason with your brother tonight. We're talking about the past and how the past shape the person, the man that you are today or the woman that you are today. Yeah, man, make we reflect together. Let's see who will come. Welcome upstairs, Triple T. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, no problem, royalty. God bless you. Bless up and thank you again for passing through. Really appreciate the support. All right, definitely appreciate the support. Yeah, man. So, Triple T, your experiences, mama. You said you never have to carry water and all of them things because you're a town girl. We understand that. So, share with us though. You said earlier that fear was a big factor in your development when you were growing up. Welcome, Miss Brown. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, man. Triple T, your experiences.
Well, good night to you, good night to the chat. Um, for me personally, it I grew up in fear. There's one experience I can remember, right? In a primary school, there was this guy, right? You know, people always say,
Mm-hmm.
when you look back on it now, it seemed like so he probably liked me or so. But the guy, him always did that bully me, always did that bother me, and because me just, me just really never want no problems, right? My god brother, we all go to same school, and the guy
Mm-hmm.
usually bother me so much. I never want to tell them because I know somebody tell them would have beat him up, right? But me never did want to tell them. So what me do is all me do every time I go home, I try to avoid the person, right? Like we all have to walk the same place to go home because we live in the same community. I'm usually have to avoid him, right? When I walk home. So I
Mm-hmm.
never tell my brother I'm a god brother, and that's something I did for life because we did in the same grade. So that's something I do for life. But I dare, but just be afraid of this person because he usually threaten me and all of that stuff. But I never want to run to nobody because we just be in fear, and that's something that I, looking back as an adult now is, you know, that that fear crippled me from doing so much things because like there was after school activities and stuff that maybe you want to do and all this stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
because of the fear of this person, like that hindered me from doing
Yeah.
what I wanted to do or being a part of, something at school.
Definitely. So with that situation, basically you're saying then that a lot of your fear was as a result of external influences then.
Basically, basically. And then um looking back at, yeah,
Is that
a true thing, a true, yes.
yeah? Because a lot of us, triple T, we if you really reflect on who we were then before somebody might have said something to you bad that chipped away at your morale, or is a case where somebody might have done something to you that scarred you internally. If you look on that person before, that person was a sweet, outgoing individual who, God forbid,
Yeah.
sometimes some of our young ladies them experience traumatic experiences, and it changed them so much, so much. It changed them so badly because it just chip away at anything that they would have had in their heart called trust, and it caused them now, some of them, and I'm not saying this is the case for everybody, but for some of them, it caused them now to develop low self esteem. And for some of them, it caused them now to have a devalued perspective on their lives. So I understand where you're coming from. Where you said person might have said things to you that would have caused you to, feel this kind of negative way, you know?
And that's, yeah, and that's the thing. I guess with me, being an adult now, I'm a big no, right? I
Hmm.
can see where even for me right now, nothing what people say to me that bother me. And
Yeah,
I think because I was so afraid of what other people wanted to say, or people most or
yeah,
whatever when I was younger, it's like, no, it not
yeah.
even matter to me what people say about me, or if people don't like me or whatever, because I did too much of that fear and running away from that,
Hmm.
not people not accepting me or wanting to be my friend or whatever.
Yeah.
As a child, I had too much of that in my life. So at this point, is not, it don't even make two
And,
cents, 5 cents come together. It not even make sense. It not even matter to me
and and
at
and
all.
and and truth be told, too, is like some of us, we've had some experiences, and we keep reliving the experience over the years. We keep giving life to that situation over the years, because every time you become worrisome, it's the same thought that pops up back in your mind. So you regurgitate the thought, then you think about it, and then you start having the same self image of yourself, and say, "Why? Them always say me not come out to nothing good, so me need my push too hard. Me not try. Me not put my hand on nothing because everybody always say nothing not go on for me. So people mouth and this and that, and everybody gets blamed." I don't know if if you probably know anybody who is like that triple T. They never see themselves as a forward person because of the scars then per se that they would have had over the years. It just
Yeah,
becomes
but
negative.
that's what that's what happens when you allow that kind of negativity and discouragement to actually like take toll on you. Actually, like
Yeah,
get a hold of your self-esteem, get a hold of your spirit, like, and then
yeah,
just it's like this thing that just hang, like just like a leech, right? So like, you're, as a child, people would just be discouraging and all that,
true.
and it's like those discouraging words is like a leash that's just suck onto you, and if you are not strong enough to shake them
Yeah,
off, then them will
it's suck out
suck
the
the
life
life
out of
out of
you.
you for the rest of your life.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. And not just that, but it's not just a leash, but a poisonous leash, because it is sucking away from you, but it is at the same time filtering in negatives into your system. So it a draw positivity from you, but it's not just drawing the positivity. It actually push negativity into you because with the same external thing again, triple T, you have people who they would tear you down with their very words. Go a little bumpy head pitney. Argue your head tough like you can't learn nothing. And it doesn't have to be a parent. A lot of the times the parents blunder in the past and even now in our present day. But a lot of older people that you would respect speak down to children in that kind of way. You're thief, and you listen, yeah, and they say the negative things. And this child now grow and start losing a sense of self-worth because everybody already see you as a quote unquote thief. So them not try much harder to be better than what people say they are, you know? And that takes such a serious toll on them that if you're not careful, guys, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road, police are running them down to kill them. God forbid, you know, or you find that that person end up with 3, 4, 5 children before them actually reach 25. You know, 3, 4, 5 children before 25, or police are running them down to kill them. So you know, to be honest, guys, what people say from your past can actually affect you negatively. So that's the reason why, as Triple T mentioned to me some time ago, you have to weigh your words. You know, you have to definitely weigh your words because your words carry weight. So when we are speaking to even the younger generation, we have to weigh our words because we don't realize sometimes that we're actually scarring them. And then the bad part about scarring them now is that we are now setting a precedence for the next generation. Because if we always tear them down, what do you think are gonna happen in the next generation? We're gonna have a set of people who have low self-esteem and low morale. Don't
Yeah,
it? Don't it?
yeah,
Yeah, they're
absolutely.
not gonna have good sense of worth.
They're
Triple
not,
T, okay,
and
good.
and you know, I I think in some ways too, we, you know, we have to put aside our burdens at times and
Yeah,
or weight at times in order to lift up them as the younger generation because we
definitely.
want them to come out better than us. And I think about something else, generational curses, right? You know how
Ah, yeah. There you
there's
go.
some things that happen in when you were a child, and you see it happening as an adult in your adult life, and you wonder like why this thing I just a followed it from me a
Why?
child,
Why this about
why
me?
every like it's the same thing that happen over and over again. And you just have to really, I think it's more of putting into practice or finding a
Mm-hmm.
solution or finding a
Yes,
way where you can come out of that, because some of us have issues with like finances from when we're children, right?
yeah,
Some of us have issues with being able to pay bills. Some have issues with food, like we never have food at
yeah,
also now we grow up and we have to say, yo, we never
yes.
have food in the yard yet. Like what one, all of this stuff. And it's stuff like that when we think about, you know, our childhood and then
Yeah.
even us being who we are now. We have to identify generational curses that follow us into our adult life, and then we have to
Yeah.
address it, and we have to address it and really look and see how can we change,
How can
find a
we?
solution and change for our children and for them children
True.
so that it don't
Yeah,
follow them.
yeah. Mama poor, grandpa poor, grand aunt poor, and this money problem carry over until it reach your generation. And then when it reach your
Yeah,
generation, you still a struggle with money. It's a curse. It's a generation curse. And let me just look at Bible for a second. It says so a man thinketh, so is he. as a man think it's so easy. If you dare to be the change in your family, and you believe in Christ, because not everybody does believe in Christ, but this principle is broad brush, so it doesn't have only relate to persons who are Christians. But if you actually speak positively in your mind and speak positively to yourself over a period of time, the mind now believes that level of positivity that you always share. And you know what will happen over a period of time? Positivity now will start come forth, because you are thinking it, you are believing it, so you start acting it. So you realize now that you
Yeah,
start having better days, you start relating with people
yeah,
different, you start associating with the persons around you different, and eventually what's gonna happen is that everything around you automatically changes. So even if you've had a rough upbringing, you can be the one to tell yourself, say, listen, all of my family is has suffered this way, but me, I gotta be the one when I go through that. And challenge yourself and see what happens. Serious, challenge yourself
yeah.
and see what happens. Be the change. And that
Be
is
the
the biggest
change.
problem with a lot of us TP. We are afraid of being the change. Because we are afraid that if we stand out or step out and try to be the change, then all of the negative things that we see happen to family members happen to we.
Yeah, because we always
Be the
think that
change.
like if we step out in boldness to make the change, that we'll
Mhm.
feel like everybody else.
The
Like
fear of failure.
like yeah, the fear of failure, and that's one of my biggest things too. Fear of failure, like that caused me to not try a lot of things in life
Mhm. Mhm.
because I'm afraid of failing. And even in my family, when I look back, I see there's a lot of things that that I see that man, I look on it and I say, me no want that. Me no want that for me.
Mhm.
Me no want that for
Yeah.
my children. And one curse that I see that is broken so far, and I pray to God that it stay broken in my family, is my parents. My parents are still together after 25 years of marriage, and that's
Mm.
that's a curse that they have broken in my family because if I
Yes.
go all the way back, everybody it everybody they either divorced and separated, one
Mhm.
gone about them business, the other one gone about their business,
Yeah.
and carried and the this and
Yeah.
the that. So it's like my mom and my dad, and then my uncle and his wife, they have been
Yeah.
going strong as well. So that's something that I see that they have broken that curse. They have broken past the barrier and is actually making it in that
Right.
area. And that's the area that I'm like, God, I'm gonna follow in that footstep because I want that. You understand? I want long marriage, even though it's gonna be hard and tough and rough and whatever. Like, I want the strength and the courage and the boldness, bravery that they have in order to keep going. You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
that's one thing. And then, everybody, everybody have financial struggles and everybody have financial, issues. But that's one thing that curse I want to break out of my family. Like, we just want to break that.
Finances.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
can do this.
And
This
I
is
can
this.
agree with you.
Mm,
I can agree with you wholeheartedly on that, because that is also another issue that I I saw in my family. And you know, you have to, as I said before, be the person who stand out and say, hey, this always happen, but it not gonna happen with me. It have to stop. It has to stop at me. Me done. Like it can't continue over into the next generation. So my child
mhm.
or my children won't experience this. You understand? Them
Yeah,
can't experience this because it
yeah,
have to stop right here. So it has to
yeah,
stop.
that's true.
And another
That's
thing that I was gonna touch when you were talking about family structure in regards to the breakdown over the years. A lot of the times too, when you don't have certain role models around you, or should I say, let me say it the other way. When you actually have positive role models around you a certain way, what happened is that even if you feel like you're that give up from time to time, you know look back and you say, hey, my mother, the 25 years with my father, so me can't just readily give up like that. You understand? Me have
Yeah.
to take the example and push. Or why my husband family, why the wife and husband, my mother-in-law, my mother and my father-in-law are whatever. Them the 30 odd years. So my must can try for the 30 odd years too. If you see where I'm going with that. And
Yeah.
that also helps to boost your morale as well. It boosts your morale. Pause
Yeah.
for a
It gives
second.
you
Welcome Lee
encouragement.
Information. Welcome
Yeah.
Lee Information TV. Welcome to the live chat. Don't know how the
Welcome,
thing
Lee.
go over here. You are free to share. You're free to join into the conversation, and you're free to being a part of the family. So welcome Lee. Hey man, glad to have you over here, my brother or sister. Just at the instinct that's a brother, but pick up yourself. 4 million people on the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Conversation already start, conversation rich. We're talking about the experiences that you've had from your past and how they've affected you now, being that who you are as a person. So if you want to join into the conversation, the link is pinned. So you can always just click the link and come upstairs and we can just continue the conversation. All right. This is Sunday. All right. So this is Sunday says, I did 26 years with my husband. Bless up, Desi. 26 years. 26 years, that's a lot of years. Enough years that.
Yeah.
Plenty experiences. You understand? And for me, I would dream of 25 years and beyond. You know, 26 years, 25 years, 26 years and beyond. Because one of the greatest thing, and it's not so much of just marriage, but just family life. You don't want to be in a position where you can actually live with your family. When I say live, I'm referring to um an analogy that I heard some time ago. It says few men it says all men exist, but few ever live. And I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself personally the question: Am I just existing or am I living? And that's the thing. I write this the thing there. When you can do that inventory inside. Welcome Twin Jarvises, welcome Mia, welcome again this is Sunday. Welcome to the live chat. We really appreciate you coming out.
Welcome,
As I
welcome
was saying, when
all.
yeah man, welcome all. When as I was saying, when you can look into yourself and you can say make that inventory and say, hey, you know, how am I? Where am I now? It's a very important thing to do because at that point now you will know how much you have grown step by step, day by day. You will know how much you have grown. So this is
Yeah.
saying also in the chat only because I grew up with man alone and I didn't want that for my children. And trust me, that is honorable. That is honorable. That is honorable. You know, I believe you are saying that you only grew up with your father,
Mom.
whichever way it
With her
is though.
mom. No, with her mom.
Oh, mom.
With her
Oh, you only
mom.
grew up with mom alone. So you only grew up with your mother. So it was one-sided, single parent situation.
Yeah.
I'm a single parent. Thank God for grandparents. And I think Triple T also can speak for herself. But I think she also would say her part as well on that topic. But it is precious when you can lay a foundation for family. I don't know, family is a big thing for me because you have to understand that everything you do, you're now not laying foundation for you, but you actually affect family. You understand? And if you can step aside from yourself and enjoy your family members, mind you, you're gonna fight and you're gonna have arguments and you're gonna fuss. But throughout the years, if you can actually embrace the fact that they are who you have and grow with them and keep growing in love with them every single time when you have an argument and you quickly fix it and fall in love with your family again. And when I say fall in love, I'm not talking about that man and woman fall in love. I'm talking about overall with your brothers and your sisters, auntie, uncle, family. your son, your daughter, fall in love with them again, love them unconditionally. Because at the end of the day, the loss of a family member is always painful. All when you normally get
Yeah.
along, it's painful. Grief is never nothing nice. You
Yeah.
understand? So, guys, it rough. It rough. But some of us, we've had some rough childhood. But look how we today. Look at us having even a forum like YouTube where we can actually share with people and tell people, hey, yes, you don't give up. You not give up. Because, there are other persons who've been through what you've been through and they come out better than what
Yeah.
you think you will be coming out. You know? So trust me, guys. I'm overwhelmed right now with emotion because of just looking back at the past and looking at the present right now. You know, easy, but we're there, and a lot of us we are better off, far better off than where we are coming from.
Yeah.
You know, Triple T.
Absolutely. Honestly. When you were talking, maybe I think about emotional struggles as a child, right? When I was
Yeah.
smaller, people always ask you if you're alright or how are you and them things there. Me as a child, would have never answer people when them ask me that. Cause in my
Yeah,
head,
we is
me
all right.
tell myself, no, me never answer. Because I always I said to myself, you them really want to know how me is? Because in my head, list out the things of list out everything. How am I? I mean, in my head, I have the answer, but it's like I just never talk to people. And
Mm-hmm.
good night, Barbara. Good night. Good night.
Welcome,
I
Barbara.
never, I
Welcome.
never like talk to people, and me being shy was factor in that. But I never liked talking to people, and
Yeah.
even my parents, I never even really like talk to my parents. So anything I was feeling, it was always me and my book, me and my diary, and my tears as a
Yeah.
child. Cause I just never, and I never really have the courage for you know my parents weren't an outlet, put it that way there, right? I mean, never have the courage to even talk to them, right? Because I was
Yeah.
so fearful of what they would have thought or what they might think. As this young girl, I think like this and all them some usually would have just write things down or
Yeah.
just pray about it. When we were smaller, we used to go to church a lot. And we used to love go to church because we there on other people, and it was something different about being at church. Even though was around other children, it was just different because I felt different going to church, and I think as a, as young as I was, maybe about when we really recognize how helpful church was in letting go of some of my emotions and my feelings. I think I was about maybe 11 or 12 on the time there. And so, I kind of just used that, right? So I started getting into activities. So I'm going to start singing
Yeah.
in church, dancing, like, be involved in the youth department, doing
Yeah.
activities and all of them stuff there. So that was my outlet in a sense to let go of some of the stuff that was happening when we couldn't talk
Yeah.
to mommy and daddy about, or we couldn't talk to my friends or my brother about, because I only had one brother. I only have one brother
Yeah.
and my god brother. So in a sense, I grew up with two brothers. 'Cause my god brother was basically my brother because he didn't live with me. So maybe have two
Yeah.
brothers and then it was just me. But they know me are the only girl and me are the oldest. And so the two of them always did a par. And so me never have nobody for par with. So me just, me just stay by myself. So
Yeah.
you know what? Even though me I talk about this, right? May I get this revelation about my daughter. You see, my daughter is
Yeah.
an only child as well. But if I think about it, I was also a lonely child because I never really had nobody to talk to. Me not even really like my brother, like me not even really play with my brother like that because him be have another boy in the house to play with. Like them be like the same thing.
Yeah.
Them could have do things together. Them could have keep secrets together. All of them someday. You understand?
Yeah.
Me never did really have that. Me just be just me, cause me was just the only girl. And so
Right.
me can, I guess, in a sense, me can recognize what my daughter is going through as an only child. No, like that's how she is. She always want. But the thing is, she always want attention. Me never want no attention. I just want always be by myself. And so,
Yeah.
even now growing up as an adult, I still like being by myself. That's something that I didn't grow out of. I still like being by myself. I still like being alone with my thoughts. But, I'm more open about my feelings now and my thought
Yeah.
process and all of that. I'm more open
Right.
now. I'm not like shy away from home and feel and them things anymore. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's a lot of emotional stuff we go through as children that we don't recognize that we bring into adulthood.
So the question is this then. Looking back at your past, how then has it built you
You're breaking
as
up.
an
You're
individual that
breaking
you
up.
are now?
You're breaking
Go
up.
ahead. I said, as an individual, when you
No,
look
you're
back at your
breaking up. I didn't
past,
hear the question.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Looking back at your past, how has it built you now or equipped you now to the person that you are in present day? We're talking about Tasha's timely thoughts today. How has it built you to the woman that you are now? And also, and if you could speak to the younger Triple T, what would you say to Triple T?
I mean,
What
so
lessons? What lessons would you teach her?
for me personally, right? Um, growing like what I went through as a child, and like I said, like um, fear. Fear was one of my
Mm-hmm.
biggest, biggest, biggest attribute to not doing a lot of things as a child. Sometimes,
Yeah.
when you're children, you love experiment and try new things and something. Because me is
Yes.
so afraid, I never did that stuff. One time I try ride, but this is all I don't know if I ride a bicycle up until now. The one time I try ride bicycle, one time not first time I try ride bicycle. My drop. You drop and in at the angle, the bar in at the middle, my drop and lick in
Oh,
between my legs, right in at the bar, right? And from
whoa.
that, you could have
Never that
never
again.
tell me say to ride a bike ever again, ever again. So from the day that me no ride bike, me no want to know if I ride bike all up until this day. Me at 32, me
Mm,
no want to know if I ride a bike. But
yes.
that's just that's just how things from a childhood can affect you. But the one that affect me bad, me no want right, me no want no friend like me good.
Definitely.
so so then one more like I said, and even like some children usually love go out and play with other children and all of something. Me just be
Yeah.
afraid. It was like me be so aware of the times and aware of things around me. I always I say,
Yeah.
God, please don't make me get kidnapped. I when me coming from school and them things, I'm always say, God, please don't make me get kidnapped. Please don't make nobody take me away. If them take me away, what me I gonna do? What my parents are gonna do? It's like me be so aware of everything around me and
Right.
that fear of
That's
things happening that I just never want to do nothing a child would want to do.
right. And then
Nothing a child would
not to
want to
tear
do.
down, and then not to tear down any area, but where you were living back then was a rough area as well, you know, as a child. So I understand why some reserves probably would be in your mind, tough
Yeah,
ground, as some people would say, tough ground. So
yeah.
anything
and
possible,
then
anything could go
also
sideways
to
at any time.
yeah, and then also to with that, but growing up now, let me say, the fear is still in me to a certain extent, right? So I am not yet fully delivered from that fear of not doing something, but I am more I'm bolder. Let's use that word. I'm bolder in moving forward with decisions and things that you know I can I want to do, right? So like
Yeah,
if I say I want go go skydiving, me just to use that as an example. I will not go skydiving because I'm afraid of heights. Can't do that. So I'm just use that as an example, right? But even if I was afraid of that, like as an adult, like that wouldn't stop me, from going skydiving. Even though I'm afraid of it, it wouldn't stop me from doing it. You know, when I
yeah,
was younger, just because I'm afraid I may not do it. So it's like I've grown out of that to a certain extent. Now I just don't think skydiving is for me personally. I I feel like if I jump out of a plane, my heart I go jump out of my chest. I don't think that's for me personally, right? Um, good night, all things Anna.
good
Blessings.
night,
Welcome,
Anna.
welcome, welcome to the live. I don't think
Welcome. Remember to like
that's
the
for me
light.
personally because we just know my things some would have vomit on the way down. Like it just don't sit well with me. And so, but other little things I would try, right? I am afraid of heights, but me still go on a roller coaster, right?
Yes.
So stuff like that. So I'm afraid of heights, but I still go on a roller coaster. Um, you know, I always had this dream. I always had this dream when I was younger. I always have this dream about driving. I always have this dream to me I drive, and you know how sometimes you get this kind of vision when you drive, and it's like everything become big. It's like the focus, your eye focus change. I'm always you get that dream as a child. Like me, I drive and me just get confused and me just crash. I'm gonna say, oh my drive when me no, may I drive? When we look on that, I say, oh my God, that fear is gone from me because I now I'm driving.
Guys, we seem to have lost Triple T. Let's see if we can get her back as soon as possible. She fell off, but she was giving us a rich story just now of her fear of even driving and how it has affected her even in this present day. But I can tell you personally, guys, there are some things that would happen from our past that if they are not put in check, they can have a tendency to affect us negatively. So, you have to put them in check as soon as you see these things popping up like them would want to affect you.
Sorry,
All right, Triple T is back.
sorry, I had a phone call. I'm sorry. Um,
No
so
problem.
like I was saying, it's just there are things that right now as an adult, you're still afraid of certain things, but it's not like say it go harm you. Like sometimes when you was a child, you usually afraid of the insects and bugs and them things there because you were a
Yes.
child and to you it just seemed it just seems so far fetched to kill one ant, right? Because you just feel like so the ants are gonna bite you or something. Or like
Right.
yes, one bug or something, right? But now as an adult, you see the ants, you just step on it. And you see the bug coming in your house or whatever, you just use your shoes and lick it or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just I guess the perspective change, right? How you think about it. Um Barbara was saying something about black sheep.
Yeah. And Barbara was saying something about black sheep in the comment that she was the black sheep. But
Mhm.
Jones Life commented on it, and Jones Life said, black sheep are beautiful. Yes, Jones Life. Black sheep are beautiful. And Jones Life also said they always grow up to be the strongest. All right, so true. Black sheep, the ones that people always call the black sheep, they always grow up to be the strongest. If you really check the levels, they always grow up to be the strongest. The outcast one. They're always the pillar of
because
strength when
they're always left to fend for themselves, so they have to figure out
because
things on
they
their
learn to
own.
fend for themselves.
Yeah,
That is it, Tasha Timely Thoughts. They learn to fend for themselves. So while the others would be getting the nurturing, then they would have been learning life at an early age. So they basically would have they get an earlier start in regards to the realities of life
hmm,
than even their siblings who probably were sheltered by the hands of mommy and daddy. You
yeah.
know?
And
So
so they have the opportunity. Well, you can call it the opportunity now because they're now been through it, and they're at this place where they can say they survived, right? So it
yeah,
was an experience, it was an opportunity to go through these experiences in order to grow and to learn life lessons that even
yeah,
maybe being sheltered would not have taught them. And then
true.
being able to share these things. And that's the thing. When we think about our life experiences, we have to think about it as a shareable experience. We have to be able to share it with other people
Yeah,
so that it can encourage them, because our life is not our own, right? It's really not our own. It's to share with other people. Like if you
yeah.
look on Facebook, look on Instagram, look on all these
Right.
social media platforms, right? People are sharing their lives with other people.
True.
So you
True.
are so it might not be, some of them might not be in a positive way, and some might be in a positive way. But
True.
God has allowed us to live this life, so our life can be an example to other people, especially Christian lives, can be example
True.
to non-believers in order to bring them to Him, right? So that's basically what our lives are. Our lives is showcase for other people to see what we've been through, and to see that, okay, this person been through this, me can go through this too. Me I gonna make it
Exactly.
through this. Me I gonna
Exactly.
live through this. And so then they can see that you went through this, and this is how you did it. And so they might say, okay, this person did it with God, let me try God and see if me are gonna make it through with
Hmm.
God like
Come
how this
on now.
person did. You understand?
Come on.
So
And go ahead. Finish.
no, go ahead, I'm finished. Go ahead.
No, no. I was just adding that even with this forum that we are having right now on JSAys, it's the same thing. Because after we finish this live session, it's going to be up on YT. So people can always go back and watch a video like this. And whatever we are saying now and whatever involvement we have in the conversation might just be that straw that helps somebody who is struggling and drowning. It might just be that
Yeah,
straw that saves their life. So that is the reason why, as you rightfully said, we have to make sure that we are a positive example as we come through the journey, as we travel through life's
yeah,
journey. We have to be impactful. I remember at the beginning of the year, Triple
that's the
T,
word.
you had mentioned the word impactful. I think it was last year. You had mentioned that word, that you had gotten that word, be an impact. Um, and it's so true because once you are living your life and you can impact somebody positively, come on, the rest is history. Just a
Yeah,
small good morning changes the perspective of some people entirely. It changes day just by you
yeah,
saying, "Hey, good morning," and you're putting a smile on their face right there. So, good
mhm,
morning. How are you doing today? And that
yeah,
change a person's day. It change a person's life because you might just come across, and I'm going to use the S word now, you might come across somebody who might have just been on the brink of committing suicide, and you just stopping that person and say, hey, good morning, Jesus loves you, or good morning, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're gonna have a blessed day today. That person all think twice before them do that and say, hey, this is the first time somebody really stopped me and tell me that. So you feel that genuine love and that genuine care, you know? So that is
Yeah,
something we have to practice throughout we journey of life to be impactful.
yeah.
To
And
be
and
impactful.
that remind me of something that my bishop always said. He always said every time he goes to work, he, because he's a manager where he works, and he says every time he goes to work, there's a specific customer that comes in and always says every day they come, it's his smile. His smile changes their day because he's
Mm,
always smiling.
he's
So
smiling, yeah.
if no matter what you are going through in your life, you can still keep a smile on your face, then just remember, say, yeah, impact somebody, yeah, change somebody's life, because that person must be really a wonder. So, oh, the person cannot go through nothing bad. Every time I see him, I have a smile on him face until they might
Oh,
be so curious to the point
mm-hmm.
where them come to you and say, "Why you always have
Ah,
a smile on your face?"
this is
And you
always
get
a smile.
and you get that opportunity to tell them about Jesus.
Yeah. As I always
You
say,
get the opportunity to
every
tell them.
situation begins with a conversation. Every situation begins with a conversation. You can change somebody's life just by one conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, have you ever, I don't know if it happened to you, Triple T, but have you ever met a total stranger? And by the time you and that stranger strike up a conversation, the conversation automatically becomes never ending. Like it, like you can't stop talking.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, no problem. Sorry guys. That's what we have to deal with when you're dealing with a toddler. I'm sorry, I apologize for the noise.
No, it's fine. So, but yeah, that's true. You can have that. You can have a like just meet somebody like what I used to miss, what I miss about, because I used to take the bus, right? Before I started driving, I used to catch the bus to work, or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I used to like about that is that you get to meet people. Like you get to meet people where
Yeah.
like you don't just go up on the bus and you just say good morning, or if you're there at the bus stop, there's sometimes like a neutral person or this exact person that catch the bus with you at the same time, the same hour. I go up on the same bus and I go travel the same place with you every day,
Mm.
right? Or
Mm.
even if you don't come up at the same stop, you have they come up at a different stop or whatever. But the fact that you can spark a conversation with that person because you're there at the bus stop with them every
Right.
morning, and you just never say nothing to this person, and then one morning you just decide say you're gonna say something to the person, and you say good
Mm-hmm.
morning, and just that good morning, like you said, spark a
Changes
conversation,
everything.
gonna carry on that conversation on the bus, and then it ended up saying, you see this person, you talk to this person, you say hi to this person. No, that again is an opportunity to change somebody's life, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what that person is going through or what that person was going through that day, right? And
Yeah.
if your spirit leads you to say good morning or hi to this person, do it, because then you don't know what your presence or just your hi can do to this
Exactly.
person or do for this person. And so, yeah, it's
Exactly.
true. That's one thing I miss about public transportation, because you really do get to meet people, like, and you really, and not just meet people,
True.
like, and there was always this
Triple T, you're breaking up badly. But Hello, Triple T, you there? All right. So until Triple T comes back, but it is true. Like it is true. Basically, what she's saying,
The
like
same
you strike up the conversation with that
route with
person,
you.
and that conversation continues on until you become so sociable or social with the person that maybe the next morning, no, before you even say good morning, that person is greeting you with a good morning and a thank you. Thank you probably for impacting their day because
Yeah,
yesterday was a miserable day. And sometimes the workplace where they're
yeah.
actually going to as well, Triple T, is a miserable environment. But the fact that you would have had conversation with them for the rest of the day, they just regurgitate that thought process in their mind and end up having a great day. So we have to be like that as well, guys. We have to make sure that we share that one with another so that we can be an impact with each other. It's very important. It is. Another thing that I've experienced, similar to what Triple T was saying as well, like you meet a total stranger and that one hello that she was talking about a while ago, you have the opportunity to share that one hello, that exchange that one hello with the person. And you know what happened over a period of time? Or in that same instance, the person start telling you almost everything about their life, their life, or sharing something with you that is happening in their life because they become so comfortable in conversation with you. So it really becomes a beneficial and enriching conversation. And if we maintain these kind of practices throughout our life, especially from our past and where we are heading. If we carry that kind of attitude into where we are heading, then it sets a tone
I
for
know. It's like
a future
it's
of great
like a
people.
it's like an internet battle tonight.
Yeah, I know, but we're pushing through it. And Triple T, one thing I noticed, and I can openly say this on YT, whenever our conversations are
Little
impactful or
what?
anytime we know say something special will happen in our sessions, we always have struggles like this, but at the end of it, it always work out great and I just so God work. So when I watch the fact that my internet is giving trouble and your internet is giving trouble, we are sticking to the task tonight. And for the persons who are still here with us, we are sharing information and we are whole a conversation and a reasoning together. You understand? We are fellowship together and talk about life tonight. You know? So guys, keep the comment section active as well. Share your experiences as well, man. And not just about me or Triple T experience. Share experience about how things have been with your life. 6 million people on the live right now. I mean, also 6 million people being on the live, you must have your own personal experiences of what life was with you and where you are now, how life has impacted you. Even if you've never commented and you're just watching the live silently, jump in the comment section, man, and just say hello and make we can acknowledge you because we really appreciate you. There are some people who come out every single week. You're always here and we are grateful. All right, somebody's in the comment section.
Ad
AD's
vlog,
vlog.
ad vlogs. Ad
Ah,
good night,
so we're
good
having
night.
somebody here from as far as Malaysia. So Malaysia in the building. Welcome, 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 AD. Welcome. Yeah, man. Kuala Lumpur from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We are happy to have you on the live tonight. We're talking about how life or past and our present is now impacted by the experiences that we have had from our past. So if you have any experiences, you can also share the childhood that you had versus the way how life is now for you. And we will steer a little bit away from the colloquial so that you can understand everything that we are saying on the live. All right. So um Tasha's timely thoughts, she was sharing a while ago about, just sharing a kind thought or a kind word with a total stranger because you never know how that might impact the person's life, and more than likely it will impact them positively. So if you want to pick up from there, Triple T, you can continue.
A thought came to me as you said that there's a scripture that speaks that says the least you do unto them you do unto me, right? I believe Jesus was talking. I can't remember the exact story, but he was um I think it was something about the less fortunate or the poor. At the least,
Yeah.
we do unto them, we do it unto him. But I
Unto
don't
him.
want to.
Yeah.
I want to. I don't want to. I want to switch the aspect, not necessarily just the poor, but people that are, cast down, or people that are discouraged, or people that are
Mm,
not in a good place,
exactly.
right? We can the least we do unto them, and the least we can say is hi. The least we can say is send up encouraging word. The least we can do is pray with them, right? So the least we do, we
Yeah.
do it unto God. So we have to remember that even with people in these conditions, or in these cast down conditions, or these conditions of not of discouragement, or even you said the word, the S
Yeah.
word, right? People
Yeah.
that are, their minds are at that place. The least we can do, we're doing it unto God, right? And we're not saying that these people are gonna be, you know, I guess, receptive of what we're doing, because not every time you see somebody and you say hi, they're gonna say hi back. But
Right.
you're saying hi because of who you are, and because you're an
Right.
encouraging person, and you say hi to this person. And yeah, they might not respond back, but somewhere in a them day, them are gonna look on it and say, that person did say hi to me. A total stranger say hi to me, and me not even say
Exactly.
hi back to them. And it's gonna make them think about it. Says somebody says something to you and you just ignore the person completely, they're gonna actually think about it. Because for me personally, I've done that before, where somebody like, and maybe in that time that person mind wasn't present, right? Maybe that person mind just wasn't present at that moment, so they weren't able to hear what you were saying. You understand?
Yeah.
They weren't able to hear you in that instant. But then maybe them do something down the line in a them day,
Okay.
and that's so them hear you. And at the
Mm,
times they them hear the word where you just say, and then
right.
just acknowledge it then. You understand? But then
Right.
by then it's too late, because maybe it was a stranger, and that stranger now go see you again to say thank you or whatever. But that's beyond the point, right? It's just the least you do, you're doing it unto God. Least, right?
Right.
If you have a neighbor, or if you have somebody that can't help themselves, and you say, okay, me go cook for this neighbor, right? Because them old, they're elderly, and them can't really do much or anything for themselves, right? That's the least you can do
Right.
unto somebody that is helpless in that sense, right? And you're doing it unto God, right? Even if you're
Right.
not a believer in God, the least you do, you're doing it unto God. Just remember that word. So even if you don't believe in God, or you're not an avid Bible reader or church goer, you have to remember that even in the smallest deed that you do, you're doing it unto God. And so
Right.
even if you go wash them clothes, even if I have to go get them some groceries or something, you're doing it unto God.
But Triple T, one point right there, right there. One very important point, right? The smallest things that you do have a tendency to be the most impactful, because sometimes it's not the big things, you know. Sometimes are
Uh-huh.
the little things what you do. Are them
Yeah.
carry the biggest impact, because
Yeah.
people will remember. People are easier, and welcome to the 7 million people on the live. People are easier to remember a small act of kindness versus a big old splash, because as
Yeah.
soon as the festivities are over, they won't remember. But if you can meet somebody at their lowest with a small act of kindness, they will never forget it, and they will never forget you. Welcome, Veronica Wilson Jones, on the live. My mother, my biological mother. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Mommy J. We're glad to have you
DJ,
tonight.
what's
Mommy J
up?
is in the building, guys. So bless up my mother, Mommy
Good
J. You're in the
night,
building.
DJ. Yeah,
All right. So Mommy
you
J
know
says in
when
the
you
comment
said that
section.
though, it go ahead.
Mommy J says in the comment section, good night. The least you do unto my children, you do it unto me, Jesus. And she's making reference to the scripture, Triple T. So yeah, man. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Triple T.
What something that came to me when you were talking. You know how some, like you say, the least, right? The least we can do, right? And like you say, is the small gesture, right? So may I think about
We
something
always
like
think the
this.
negative.
For example,
Say something good.
right? Always thinking this. Just using this as an example. So say you have a party. Say you have a birthday party, right? For
Mm-hmm.
your child, and
Mm-hmm.
um festivities and everything go forth and everything, right? But you know, oh, when a party and everything, everybody just, some people just eat, them have festivities and everything. When party done, everybody leave, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
smallest gesture you could ever do, and I appreciate people that actually stay back and ask, do
Yes.
you need help with
Can I
anything?
help you with something?
And then some people, they just jump in and just start help cleaning up.
Yeah, they don't
those
even
are the
ask you.
those are the those are the gestures that matter, because you can
Yeah.
have people there to enjoy the festivities. Of course you want people there to enjoy the festivities and everything, but then the
Yeah.
person, like, after you as the parent don't sleep all day, prepare all of this and everything,
You
right?
tired?
And so you are dread, so you have to go take down all of them decorations, you have to clean up the place and all of them
Yes.
something here as a parent, right? You have to say, oh my God, when me get this strength. And then somebody come to you and say, oh, how me can help you? Or me just go pick up them the garbage right now, and then I go take help if it done it. It's just that's the smallest of gesture that you can actually offer to somebody in like that
Can I
space. I
tell
mean,
you?
just I use that as an example because that will come to my head.
Yeah. And it's a perfect example because, as you say it now, I can actually visualize it in my head where the person coming to you and they give you a chair and tell you to sit down. And then you just go ahead and just start working on the whole floor. They take up every bit of garbage and, they just clean up at the area while you get an opportunity
Hmm.
to rest. Because, as you rightfully mentioned, you as a parent plan the entire party the whole day. And you are exhausted, and then you're dreading the thought that you're gonna have to now clean up. And out of the blue, a total stranger just volunteer to help with everything. It goes a long way. It's a small act of kindness. And I'm saying now to relate that back to our topic tonight, these acts of kindness, if you allow them now to travel with you from the early years until where you are right now, then you are setting a good precedence for the generation that is ahead of you, or your very own future. I'll give you a perfect
Yeah.
example of something that I watched years ago. This little boy, he went into a pharmacy. Let me see if I remember. Yeah, he went into a store and he stole two ventilators, asthma pump from the store and from the pharmacy, and he was running, and the store clerk grabbed him and decided to call the police on him. But there was a man that saw what was about to happen, and the man decided to pay for the two ventilators. The man volunteered to pay for the two ventilators, and he paid for the two ventilators, and he allowed the young boy to go home. And the store clerk went back, the store clerk went back into the store. Many years later, everybody forget all of this. This same old man became an old man and he was in the hospital. And this doctor was in the hospital and he was just genuine and kind to the old man. He was just making sure that the old man was okay. He was doing everything in his power to make sure that the old man was comfortable in his latter years. because he was terminally ill, so the old man was on the verge of transitioning. And one day, the old man stopped the gentleman, nice, handsome, strong gentleman, and he said to him, Doc, why is it that you're always so nice to me? What did I do to ever deserve this kind of treatment? And the young man looked at the old man and he said, Sir, I know you don't remember me, but some years ago, you saved a little boy that would have been locked up by police by taking two ventilators from the store. I am that little boy, and I am now your doctor. Because if I was locked up, you never know how my life would turn out. But
And
that
then,
one
yeah,
act of kindness allowed me to want to be a doctor. And he told the old man, Sir, the reason why I stole those two ventilators is because my mother was home and she was sick and we had no money to pay for them. One act of kindness, guys. So, saying that to say this, the things that we even do to the children that are coming up, it will grow with them until they are adults. And then
yeah,
when that happens, now we are gonna be the old man, them and the old women. Are we are gonna be the
yeah,
old people and they are the ones who are gonna have to take care of us. So if you scar them, then we have a scarred generation to take care of we. God help us.
yeah,
Go ahead, Tasha.
yeah. And that's very true. Very, very true. Scar the generation to take care of us. Because if we don't
Yeah,
instill in them the principles that we want them, or the godly principles for them to grow up in the right way. And we always hear this scripture, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old they'll never depart from it. But you have to understand, it's not only just training them up in church, it's
mm-hmm.
about training them up in every aspect or every area of their life, in which when
Mm-hmm.
them grow old, them will never depart from it. Never, ever, ever depart from it. And so, there are some people that they from them young, them call people, they call elderly people that are older than them, yes, ma'am or sir,
Yes,
and
sir,
they
or
grow up
yes,
with
sir.
that, right? Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And then there's children that they grow up with courtesy, like just always thank you, you're welcome, excuse me,
Right. Social
they
graces.
grow up with that. Social graces, they grow up with that, right? And so that's little things that were instilled in them as children. And so when they grow up, those are things that are still with them. That for me, those that's social graces. That's one of my things. I'm always excuse me, sorry, thank you.
Right.
Even if at the smallest thing, even if I always say thank you, welcome, and my instill that in my child as well. You know, any those are little things, right? And like we said too, even emotional things, we instill positive emotional things in them, right? Like how how to find a positive, put it that way, how to find a positive outlet for their emotions, right?
Right.
Teaching them these things, right? Because if you even look now on social media, children are on social media, but they are, and they're releasing their emotions, but not in a positive way,
Exactly.
right? And some of them are doing it in a positive way, but then there's some that
Right.
are not doing it in a positive way. You
Right.
understand? And so even as the parents now, we teach them, if they want to be on social media, we teach them that, okay, what you put on social media, that's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. So you
Exactly.
instill in them to do, let out or release positive things, put positive things in the atmosphere when it comes to that kind of stuff, right? And I know, right now we have these children want to follow trends, and they want to follow what's going on, especially with that TikTok thing. And
Yeah.
I'm not a trendy person. I'm not a trendy person, so I do not have TikTok. I tend to I tend to get the things when they're out of style or when they're not trending. That's just me, and I do it on purpose. So I like even Facebook, when Facebook just came out and all the hype was surrounding Facebook, I was like, I'm not going to join. I joined
Yeah,
Facebook probably like years after Facebook came out. Like I joined Facebook. Like I was like, mm, it's too
exactly.
much hype around it. So I'm not really with the hype. So I just never did it.
Right.
Same thing with Instagram. When Instagram came out, too much hype, and I just didn't do it. I was like, let's wait till the hype die
All right.
down. When the hype died
Uh,
down, that's when I joined
that's when
Instagram.
you definitely, and that is a good quality to pass on to your children as well, because when you do that now, they won't become materialistic. You understand?
Mhm.
And trust me, we have a generation coming up that they are very materialistic. They are very much driven by material things, and as parents, we have to be careful now of even the things that we allow them to be exposed to. All right.
Mhm.
Welcome to the 7 million people who are on the live right now. We do appreciate you stopping by. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and we appreciate you for stopping by Lifestyle Thursdays. Right now, as it relates to social graces, I was saying you were saying that you make
Hold
sure
on.
that you
Read.
pass on.
Let's go in the chat
I'm
real
getting
quick.
to that.
Okay.
I'm getting to what she was saying. Where social graces are concerned, you're making a point that you ensure that your daughter learns these social graces, and I have a personal experience such as that as well. Now, my son is 3 years old, little boy, 3 years old. But I, from a tender, from as early as one and earlier, I've been trying to implement social graces into his development. And the little please and the thank yous and so on. Always put him in check to make sure that he says these things. And he did something to me the other day, and that is how you know when you are teaching them well. He handed me something the other day, and I forgot to say thank you. And he held on to it and he drew it back from me and gave it back to me again. And without thinking, absent-mindedly, I didn't say thank you again. And he said, Daddy, thank you. And that was when I realized that that was what I didn't do. I didn't say thank you for the thing that he was giving me. Because I was then getting upset by the fact that he drew it back from me. And he said, Daddy, thank you. So I said, thank you, Papa. And I took it from him. He learned that behavior, that when somebody gives you something, in response, you should say thank you, which is something I didn't
Mhm.
do at that time. So that little baby put me in check. And that is
Yep.
what we are saying here, guys. Teach them little something from early on. You have so many children right now, they don't even say good morning.
Oh
They pass
yeah.
you and they look in your face and they don't say good morning. Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to the 7 million people on the live. Let's go into the comment section, Triple T. All right, so my mother, Veronica Wilson Jones, VJ, is saying in the chat, she said good night. And we touched on that one already. So she said there was a church sister that she bought a pair of shoes years ago. And she came back to her many years later. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Came back to her many years later and she said thanks. And I didn't remember buying the shoes. So that is how we can impact somebody's life again. Sometimes you do some small acts of kindness and you don't know the value of the act of kindness that you do,
Mhm.
because that one act of kindness would have impacted the person immensely. That one pair of shoes. And
Yeah.
I can tell you, this person that she's talking about now, I've heard this story as a child, both from the person and from her, because it's something that the two of them cherish. I vaguely know the person, vaguely remember the person, but the person knows me very well, me their baby. But the person doesn't even need a pair of shoes right now because of where the person is living. The person is not living in Jamaica. and that person don't even need a pair of shoes right now. But that one pair of shoes that were bought when that person was younger and was in need, it has impacted them significantly. They remember,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and trust me, Triple T, trust me. Sometimes I know you benefit from it. Oh, sorry, we have people from Malaysia and other countries here. Sometimes it is not you who benefit from these things, but your children end up benefiting from the kindness that you have done.
You have done, yeah. Because
Go ahead,
because
Triple T.
sometimes the blessings don't fall on you. Sometimes you don't live to
No,
see
no,
it.
from
Go
your
back to
generation.
we go if we want to jump and go back to Moses. Moses didn't live to see the promised land, but his children did. His
Of course.
generation did. And so just like with us, we might not see the blessings because we might not be here to see it, but our children will.
Yeah.
Our children will.
Yeah. And that is the
Absolutely.
reason why we have to make sure that we are always kind to people picnic. There I go with the vernacular again. We have to be kind
Yes,
to other people's children, because we
children.
never
Yeah.
know that child that we affect negatively might just end up being our boss tomorrow.
Yes.
A lot of us we don't see that,
Absolutely.
but this child
Absolutely.
might come up through the ranks many years later and become your own boss. Now, what are you gonna say
Yeah.
to that child? I'm sorry that I treated you so badly when you were a child.
My God.
That what we're gonna say? That child is now your
Mm-mm-mm.
boss. So that child now has the power to if they want to be vindictive, they can
They have
now,
they have your life in their hands now.
they have your life in their hands.
Yeah.
And I've seen it play
Absolutely.
out just like that on so many different occasions. On so many
Yeah.
different occasions. Kodia Grant, welcome, 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 welcome. Kodia says in the comment section, I always say that about my mother because I grew up seeing her helping so many people. Yes, Kodia. Yeah, man. And I know your mother personally, Kodia, so I know that she is like that. There was one time in my life as well, as a young man from the church, Cody, and when things got rough with me, I remember your mother, and I'm talking now and my eyes are welling up because this is the first time I'm actually sharing this. But I remember your mother would call me on a Sunday evening, and she said, um, you're a young minister, don't go home. Don't go home. Um, come up, come and have dinner at our house. You are young. At the time, I was a youth minister. So, I was, you know, our pastor, you remember Cody? Our pastor at the time, I was in prophecy, and I was responsible for youth ministry in a couple different churches. And Cody's mother used to just ask me to just come by them on a Sunday evening and have dinner. And it was one of the greatest blessings for me because of that act of kindness. It
Mm-mm.
really, really impacted my life significantly because to me, that was just a genuine act of love right there. They didn't have to, nobody had to, but I'm a young man and things rough. And it rough when you go preach the word every Sunday and still go home and can't even find a meal.
My God. My
But
God.
it's tough. But somebody looked beyond that and say, hey, I'm gonna just invite you for dinner. Sometime Sister Jasmine didn't even finish cook, but she said, come sit down. And when you sit down, Jonesy, because she used to call me Jonesy, she said, Jonesy, turn on TV and relax yourself and go and drink juice. Such a wonderful lady. Turn on the TV and drink juice and enjoy yourself and be comfortable. And I appreciate her every time. I'll always tell her that. I appreciate her because she came to my aid when I had nothing. Brothers and sisters, friends and family, me nay have none of that because I was in a community all by myself. And stranger. come to your aid. And as such, see me here today. So I don't forget the things that happened from my past. You understand? Because all of it that happened helps me now to be a nurturing person. It helped me to be a loving person. Yes, Cody, and
Yeah.
I can say this to you, Cody, and I can say it also on the live. Cody's one of Cody's daughter is now my goddaughter as well because of the bond that we have. So bless up, bless up, bless up, Rhea and Rada. Bless up on yourself. Yeah, man.
Good night, Simple. How are you? Blessings,
Simple
blessings,
things.
blessings.
Not one. Simple, simple. I always appreciate simple things coming through. Simple. The link is pinned. You can always come up and share with us as well. Whew, emotion,
Yeah,
emotion.
and,
Seven,
and that
7 million people
and
on the
that's
chats.
true. That's very true because, like you say, the smallest random act of kindness is that can change somebody's life. You understand? And you never know how that thing impacts somebody until like now with you and how you're expressing how that act of kindness really helped you because you had no family, you had nobody around, you were there by yourself. And so
Myself.
nobody but God could have revealed it to her that this was going on with you. And then, okay, and put it in her heart or in her spirit to say, let this young minister have dinner with us on Sundays or whatever time you had dinner with them, right? So it's just that's how God work in people's life to impact people. That's what you call right there. So inspiration, like God
Right.
inspired this person to help another person. And when you think about everybody that's doing the good that they're going doing in their lives, it's inspired by God because God don't inspire nothing bad. It's inspired by
Mm,
God, right? Whether they're believers or not, it's inspired by God, right? And so every blessing, every blessing like those, are good things and they sow good seeds in other people's lives. You understand? So
right.
you just have to, really think about it like that. And so when we're thinking about, coming from our past and where we're going, that's what we have to think about. We have to think about the
True.
fact that we're coming from somewhere where we never got this. You understand?
Right.
And we're going to some place where we can, whatever we never got in our past and whatever we have, you know, gotten or experienced and then
Yeah.
retained along the way, we can pass it on because that's that's
Right.
that's what we think. That's what I think about when I think about where am I going, right? Where am I going from
Right.
my childhood days of being living in fear and emotional distress? Where am I
Where
going
am I
now?
going?
Where am I
Yeah.
going with that? You understand?
What's my next step?
I what's my next step? Because I have grown. I have grown from that. So where am I going next with this? Where is this newfound boldness or this
Hmm.
this now high self-esteem and self-confidence going to
Hmm.
take me? You understand?
Uh, and let me add a little thing to that too. Triple T. No, and Kodia is still here, so she can tell you if I'm not being true. Every time when Sister Jasmine in the earlier stage would ask me to come, I would always say to her that I'm okay. I always tell people I'm alright. I would always say that I'm alright until one Sunday she bad me up. Until one Sunday she bad me up and tell me that I need to stop saying that me okay and I need to come. Don't turn the car down the road. Come. And I had to turn the car up the road like a little boy and go up the road. And I drove up the road that Sunday evening. And that Sunday evening, I get ice cream and dinner. And I felt very, very cared for. And every Sunday after that, she would make sure that she tell me that you're not going down the road, you're coming up the road. Because me would have just pray for church hurry up and over so that me could have dodge her. But me couldn't dodge her because she make sure so she'll tell me. And pride, that is just pride right there. Because I didn't
Yeah.
want it to seem like you know, me always in a need. I wanted to be tough. But she always make sure so me have to go up the road. No matter me can't argue with her, me have to just go up the road. And trust me, guys, I'm indebted wholeheartedly to the care and the love that I receive from some people that never even I know my blood family, but they were just there for me. And
Yeah.
at them kind of value system that you want to pass on to your children. These are the qualities that you want to pass on to your children. Me have to lift my hat off to my parents as well, because enough pitney missing my parents grow. Enough pitney
Yeah.
missing my parents grow, Tasha. Wally, I remember this young man. Um, at that we go church and him just decide one Sunday that he want to go home with my parents. And no matter what they said, he wanted to come home. And you know, so my parents have to pack him up and make him come down. Not no clothes, no nothing. He never have no nothing. And he come home and they literally adopted a teenager. And that boy, trust me, that boy stay here and he grew and he grew and he go to school. And my parents sent him to high school and he never turned out bad. God rest him soul. He took ill one day and him just fall down and just pass. But I remember him. You know, I really remember him. I remember him because him used to be like a brother. So him used to call me big brother. And he was such a nice fellow. But for the period of the time while he was a young teenager till he become a older young man, my parents were instrumental in his life, just like what we are talking about right here. So sometimes you
Yeah.
impact people with that little act of kindness. And one of the reasons too, his mother had a couple of them. It wasn't just one, but he was the oldest child. But he wanted an opportunity to have a better life. And by that time we were somewhat living better, a lot better than the earlier years. So my parents could actually afford taking care of a child, even though it was rough and the struggle was there. So by the time I was gone to college, they needed somebody in the house. So him take the space, if you don't understand what I mean. And yeah, but some small act of kindness really goes a long way, guys. And I know me kind of just sound mellow down, but it's because of the emotion that I'm feeling right now in my heart. Because I'm personally reflecting on things from my past and how if I never if some real people will come to me aid and really just love on me, me wouldn't be here now. I couldn't. I wouldn't be here. I in more recent years, I remember when I had moved out from my parents and I was living in the same community where I met Cody and their family. My landlord, um, this man, this man is special. I can't forget him. He This man gave me a 3 bedroom house for the value of $7,000. And no matter how many years pass, he would never raise my rent. Just 7 grand, 7,000. And every tree in the yard, he told me that I am responsible for it. I wonder if you understand where I'm coming from. So if people want nothing to buy from the yard, and me them have to come to. If a
Yeah.
Aki them want, and me them have to come to. If they want some sorrel, and me them have to come to. This man just left the value of everything in the yard in my hands. And I'm telling you, guys, it's a nice 3 bedroom with bathroom and washroom and all of that something there. And a $7,000 for that. But he never raised my rent all the years that I lived at that house because he took me like a son. He took me like a son. And that act of kindness, that person wouldn't understand how much Me value that to this
Yeah.
day because it was in my time of need and God did know say I could not afford anything more because I was
More. Yeah.
struggling. At that point in time I was a teacher. I am still a teacher, but I was teaching at a high school at the time and because of poor management, finances and everything at the time, I was up to here in debt. Me that drown in a debt. So whenever I got my salary, nothing never there for me check. You know?
Yeah.
Nothing never there for me check. And and I like me that tell nobody. I didn't advertise it. And if you come on my yard, my house ever clean, so you would know that that was the case. But people just felt the connection that something was not, you
Right.
know, you never 100%, and God does allow people to just bless me. And
Right.
me can say, Amen, Hallelujah. Years have passed, and I've been used to bless so many people. I mean, God has used me to bless so many people, whether financially or otherwise. God has used me to be so impactful to so many people's life. You know, funny. Enough. Whether it be through my music, whether it be through my music, or whether it be through preaching, whether it be through teaching, plenty people. And another thing about being a teacher as well, enough time you have to take care of people, Pitney. Not just by teaching,
Yeah.
but you have to take care of them because to them you are not just a teacher, but you're a bank, you're a food outlet, you are a guidance counselor, you are
Yeah.
there are so many
Things that
things
they don't get
when
a
you're
term.
a teacher. So boy, the little opportunities to be impactful are always there, guys. I'm gonna feel like me just a ramble, but I'm telling you, I'm overwhelmed with emotion because I'm looking
No,
at the
man, you're
past.
doing.
I'm looking at the past and I'm looking at where I am now. And I acknowledge the fact that I could not have been here if I didn't take that route. I didn't take the
Yeah.
scenic route like some people. Me come up on the rough side of the mountain, as the old song says. I came up on the rough side of the mountain. Enough time I bucked my toe. Enough time I got ridiculed. Plenty times people tear me down. Ah, my God. Enough times I've been lied on, criticized. People say so many things, but at the end of the day, there was one thing in my heart. I always love. I just always love people. I always love people. And I believe that love that I would have had for people could have only come from God because even when people have beat me over the back with a stick, me always love. Me always love. Cody know me from them times, so Cody can tell you when me a suffer, me still a show people love. And out of me nothing, me still a give.
Yeah.
Because if me get something, me split it in a half and give somebody some. Or sometimes me give her the whole
Yeah.
light and trust God to get more. And on a little time me do that too. I just God alone. And I just got alone. And that value system is something that I would have learned growing up with parents who teach you how to exercise faith. Triple T.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Feel
Absolutely.
like me talk long a while
Remember,
ago,
guys,
Triple
to
T.
like the live and share. No, man, you're good. Remember to like the live and share. If you can, want to go in the chat. A little Simple came in and she was saying good night to everybody. Good night,
I
Simple. Good
simple.
night. Thank you for joining us. Um, she said, Cody was saying hi to Simple Things, and Simple said, "Wow, reality, bro." And that's true. It's the reality of things, and even not just for you, Jay, when you were growing up, but just even for um, people now, people that might be listening to this live, or people around us. It might be their reality right now, and
Yeah,
you know, just I always say this: just listen to that still small voice. that tells you to do something that you wouldn't normally do, right? Because there is times when you wouldn't normally invite somebody over for dinner, or you wouldn't normally, you know, because a lot of people, you know, like invite people to them house. A lot of people don't like people at them house, right? But if you are one of those persons and a small voice said to you, say, just invite this person over, right?
Yeah,
Invite
man.
this person over,
Let's
because
do it.
you don't know what this person is going through. You don't know what
Exactly.
is going on in this person's life. You understand? And so be
That lock
be
in
that
today in today's
impactful
society.
person in
Okay.
somebody's life. You know?
Yeah. That is what we lack in today's society too. People just not genuinely check up on people anymore.
Why my mic I get
Just check
trouble?
in. Tasha, you're breaking up. We can hard to hear you.
Yeah, I know my mic was giving me issues.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I'm saying be that um be that impactful person. Be that
Yeah,
person that can change somebody's life. Be that person
yeah,
that is able to change a mindset so that that person can actually you know use that or
yeah,
live or grow with that so they can actually pass that on to their children or their generation. It's just that's just it right there, being impactful.
yeah. Being impactful. Just be that person that actually does love on people. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
Kodia just confirmed it. She said, I remember. She hit my head. You know? So if I was lying, guys, on the live tonight, may actually have somebody who actually was there in the time when I was going through some serious struggles. Somebody who knew the situation. A whole heap of name would be here to call one night time they used to call me name from Kodia too. See there? Because we were the two grown children then, or the two grown people then in the house. People used to say because of Kodia, me used to go up at the yard. Hey, let me tell you something now. People people always have some negative things to say about you, you see. But God always use those circumstances to bless you. Always. God uses those circumstances to bless you. Because see there, Cody can tell you. Cody was also going through some rough times where family is concerned. Because just as Barbara said earlier, at times Cody did feel like the black sheep. I remember that because we used to talk. But look at God. God blessed her so much that she ended up get married to our husband, and she's living a happier life, a better life than what she was living before. And I believe that the same principle, Tasha, where God always says, when you bless somebody that he has anointed, he will give you a prophet's wage.
reward. Hmm.
So sometimes when you actually take care of somebody who in need, who God actually use, then God does use that situation and use it to bless you. Sometimes it's not a physical blessing, but him take care of you. And if him not take care of you, him end up take care of your
Yeah,
children or your children's children or some other family member. Somebody might get a scholarship or something. But whenever you are kind to people and you teach kindness to your children and you allow
absolutely.
these ideals to pass on through generations, then you're actually securing a good future, both for yourself
Yeah,
and both for those who in your life. Go ahead,
absolutely.
Triple T.
I
I
agree. I
didn't know that
agree.
tonight
I
would have been
agree.
such an emotional topic, Triple
100%.
T. I honestly didn't know tonight would have been such an emotional topic for me.
Well, when you think about your past, your present, and where you're going, which is your future, it's emotional for a lot of people because, like we talked about earlier, you don't know what a lot of people have been through, and sometimes you look at this person now in their present state, and you see this person in this confident shell, and you see see
Yeah.
this person as this outgoing person, and you see this person as a, a vibe, a vibrant person, but you just don't know where that person is coming from. And sometimes, for looking in from the outside, you see this person and you get jealous and you wonder why this person like this, why this person so
Mhm.
just this,
Mhm.
that, and the third, why this person, and you just don't know what that person had to overcome to become that person, right? Because
Yeah.
even if you take me for example, for somebody that was that shy, like fearfully shy as a child, and right now I have a YouTube channel and I am on a YouTube live, like outspoken, being able to express myself in
You're
this
welcome.
way.
God
Yeah,
is good.
yes. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So, right? And to be able to do that, right? Then you can't, when you see this person like this, you can't be jealous or you can't think negatively of the person because you just don't know where
Mm.
the person have come from. Nobody
True.
nobody could have tell me, say, would I be this outspoken? No, nobody. Because if you knew me as a child, you would just think that I was like, you never would have think would I be this person right now. May I tell you this? You never, because even in my teenage years, I remember all me usually do was go come home from school, go in my room, lock the door, and do my homework, do all of my homework, and then I just sleep because I was depressed. I was depressed, and nobody knew I was depressed. I didn't talk to people. So nobody knew
Right.
that about me, right, that right. So it came to a point where even my brother said that him and my mother was talking about me, and I said, them the things that me gay because I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with being gay, right? There's nothing wrong with being gay, but for those who live that lifestyle, I'm not a, I'm my perspective and my thoughts are my thoughts, right? And I keep them to myself. But they thought I was living that lifestyle because they never saw me with a guy or they never saw me with a boy, right? So and I was at that age, I was 15, 16, 15, 16-year-old, I run around the house and I talk about boyfriend and whatever. I was never that person because I'm a private person. I was seeing somebody, but nobody didn't know because I me never talk about it. Me never really say nothing to anybody. Me come home, do my homework, right? Come home, do my homework, and then um go go about my business. And and sleep. That was my business. Sleep. Me love for sleep. Me love for sleep now. But back then when I was sleeping, it was a depressive sleep. It was because everything
Mm.
that was
Sleep
going
to
on
escape
around me,
reality.
yeah, for escape reality. Me just never want to just be in at the moment, right? And so you never know what people go through in order to get to where they are now. And that's why I'm gonna say to people right now, I'm gonna say to people, I'm an open book. If you want to know something about me tell you. You know why me tell
Exactly.
you? Because I never usually talk when me smaller. And now I'm actually confident enough to tell him my life story because I know say it will change your life and it will impact you in a
Mhm.
positive way. So we can share things with people now. We
Yeah.
can share my life story. You understand, with people now.
Mm.
I can tell them my always tell people say I don't have no shame tree no more because when I had a child and me say doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, all of them people they are steer all up in our Jesus make. May I say to myself, say, what kind of shame if I have now? After this, what kind of shame of what? Shame of what? People may not even know and look upon me naked after change pee bag and all of them things there. Like that are the most intimate thing, like, and people
Yeah.
are and and so may I say even my mother so that to people say even my mother my mother and like and like may I say to myself, there's nothing, me not have nothing more to be ashamed of because Me think that was the last thing. When you grow up and you're small and you say, and you always across your legs and you don't want nobody see under your clothes and them things there, people already see under my clothes. So it's like say, it not even make no sense. Have none for shame about like yes, you can be private about certain things, and yes, I am. But then when it comes to my life story and how what I went through and how what I overcome, that is what I have no problem sharing with other people because I know it will help somebody else to overcome. It will help somebody
Exactly.
else. It will help somebody
Exactly.
else. Trust me, it will help somebody else. I was in church. I was in church and I got pregnant in church. Man,
Mhm.
I may tell you say God put me through this for a reason. God put me through this for a reason. Do you hear me? God put me through this specific experience for a reason. I was in church and I got pregnant. Do you understand? For people who've been through this, when I tell you that I felt the presence of God leave, that's a whole nother life. I'm sorry.
A whole lot of life.
Like a whole nother life. But God is good.
Because some
That's all
people
I can
might
say.
not even understand where you're going with that one. Believe me, they
Right.
might not understand
But what you
because
go through in
trust
your
me,
life
it's deep.
is for a reason.
All right, take a second to acknowledge the chats. See there, Cody said in the chats. Yes, even the other day, my husband said to me he used to think that we were involved. That's the reality of the whole thing, guys. Like sometimes when a family, normally amongst the family like that, people will have all sort of things to say about the arrangement, because they don't understand it. So they will believe that something are going on when nothing really are going on. When in truth and in fact, you're just experiencing an act of kindness by the family. You see,
Yeah.
a big shout out to Sashibu Diva in the comments section. I don't know if she would have did okay with me making the grand announcement, but she said she's been there watching in the backgrounds, and she also gave me the ninjas that she promised me. No problem, Sashi. Appreciated for the ninjas that you gave to me. Um, and I don't know
Sashi,
if
remember Sashi will remember me too with the ninjas, okay?
yes, Sashibu. Remember Sasha's timely thoughts with the ninjas as well. No problem. Um, but but saying that to say this also, guys, and I can say it on my live because this is my live, so I can actually say it on my live. I found out, and Sashi and I have not talked yet, but I found out recently that so there's something biological taking place right there. So Sashi, you and I need to have a conversation. All right, we need to talk. But yeah, guys, it's truly impactful when you actually you know touch lives. You actually do your best to really be positive. Your positive
Yeah,
thoughts, your positive when you think positive, it really helps you as you go through. You
absolutely.
really helps you as you go through because it helps you to develop. And I want to use the right terminology. That's the reason why I'm pacing myself. But it creates a proper sense of self worth. You basically put value on yourself. And when you are able now to put value on yourself, others are able now to value you. Other people are able now to value you because you put value on yourself.
Yeah,
If you see yourself with a good self worth, then who can tear you down? Nobody can chip away at your morale when you are confident in who you are. and that can only come from earlier development. It has to be a case where you step back from everything that is taking place and say, as of now, I am not going to accept negative for my life. Yeah, sometimes we have to rough up ourselves, in order to break some generational things where we're going for many years. We have to rough up ourselves sometime, you have to look yourself in the mirror sometime and say, you see, you have to come out with something good. You are going to be positive. You must remain confident. And you are speaking to you. Michael Jackson said it perfectly. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. May I start with myself. Because if me can change my ways, then me will change everything else around me.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the thing there. Go into the comment section. Sashibu said,
Listen.
okay, sure. And I think Sashibu is making reference to our conversation that needs to be had. Kodia said, LOL. When I had my first child, I woke up see a strange nurse cleaning up my private part. Understandably, Cody. Understandably, you know, and that are the next thing again too. Where pride, sorry, where pride I go in regards to that, you know. So Cody says, I can testify. I can testify that as well, sweetheart. So, all right, that's right, there, guys. Like when you've had these kind of experiences, man, it helps you to have a different life perspective. All different. It's a whole different life um expectancy. Like you value your life on a different level because you're exposed to things where when are normal. You know,
Yeah.
you've seen things, so it helps you now to love on yourself even more. It helps you to value yourself even more. And as I've been saying all night, once you get to that stage, timely thoughts, where you can value yourself even more, it becomes automatic that you pass on this kind of value to your children.
Yes.
And may I say that now as well to everybody who are parents on this chat, make sure that the things that you pass on to these children are positive, because the things that you teach them are going to be the things that they carry with them. I hear somebody always say actions speak loud. They always say, do as I say, but don't do what I do. I think that is one of the most dumbest statements ever created. Honest to God, I think it one is one of the most dumbest statements ever created. Sorry if anybody becomes offended by that, because if you really look at these children nowadays, timely thoughts, they're not doing what you say. But you say, do what I say, but don't do what I do. They're not looking at what you say. They are quicker to do what you do. Oh, I see my
Yeah.
father smoke, so nothing wrong with if me go burn a one split. Oh, I see my father deal with that little girl down the road, rough, so oh, any girl with this, These are the things that they are doing because they see you do it. In other words, saying that to say this, actions speak louder than words. So if we demonstrate the things, if we want these children to develop these attitudes and these behavior, what we now need to do is demonstrate them. We need to role play them so these children can see them. If you're telling the child not to tell lies, then you yourself have to stop the lie. If you're telling the child not to steal, then you yourself must stop the stealing. If you're asking them to be honest, you have to be honest with yourself and be honest with
But you
them.
know what? But you know what get me all the time when you see these some of the children out there, misbehaving or act up, and then
Mhm.
you come out of your mouth for say, I want to this generation nowadays. But then you have to stop
Mhm.
to think, how did you contribute positively to them?
Yeah. How have I contributed positively to this generation?
Yeah, how have you
Mhm.
contributed positively to them? You can't just
Yeah.
say, no, sir, this a millennial group near them that have no this and that. But how have
Yeah.
you
Gen Z.
contributed
Y'all deal with the Gen Z
to
them.
to to their life? Like, if there is a millennial or whatever I want to call them nowadays,
Gen
So
Z
you know,
them
say,
man.
like me say, you know,
Generation Z them yeah.
me not in the trendy stuff. So whatever they are called nowadays, right? So let's call it my daughter's generation because she's 8. So what are we doing so that when they get to their teenage years, when they get to their 20s, their 30s, that what you have instilled in them, what positivity are you willing
Mhm.
to instill in them
Mhm.
so that when they get to that age, them can become better citizens in life. So you can't sit down there and say, oh, you
Come
have
on.
to instill anything positive in them when you don't know anything positive in them so that them can become better people in the future.
But one other thing to Triple T. Sometimes if you really look at who actually talk about the generation, if you really look at them and their behavior, sometimes you cry shame, tears come in your eye. Welcome, Miss Beauty K Kitchen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live chat. We're talking about how your past has impacted your present and the plans that you would have had for your future. All right. So if you look on them people some of the times, Triple T, you really have to wonder because these people, say for instance, they have children and you rub me wrong out a road and I come out of my mouth and I tell you nothing short of the worst kind of words. I tell you some nasty words out of my mouth. But yet still, tomorrow morning I see my child, mind you, me just cuss out the person, And then tomorrow morning I see my child, to the picnic, getting an altercation with somebody and them tell that picnic nothing ounce of dirty words out of their mouth. And I go and scold that child. What a hypocrite I would have been. Because that child would have just seen you yesterday do the very same thing, and you are now telling that child that they should not do the same thing that you have done when they are upset. You're an hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
Very much
Because
so.
you're supposed to lead by example. Yeah. If you don't want the child to cuss and go on bad, you have to do the right thing. As Cody rightfully said in the chat, children live what they learn. And how best to learn? Than role modeling. Children will
Yeah.
always role play. They always role model. They always are looking for somebody who can be the best role model, whether it be for negative or for positive reasons. But they're always looking to mirror something that somebody older than them have done. That is the reason
Yes.
why a lot of children explore with smoking. Because somebody around them might smoke. And them say, oh, I'll try that.
Smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'll try it.
Absolutely.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
For even persons who smoke,
True.
Tasha, when them a send the child to go light this for me. And the child go and then light it up and then give you it. A
Yeah.
teacher, if you
That's
smoke for
true.
early.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. I know some parents usually send them picnic go buy lotto and them something there too.
yeah, man, you
That
teach them for
instill
early,
in
man.
them that gambling is okay. You know? So
Yeah,
when them grow up, them just feel like gambling is okay.
before they grow up. Before they grow up. By the time they can do it confidently. When them buy mama number, them buy for them number too. What you talk about, Tasha? Them a buy them number. Them a buy them cashback number, man. Them a buy from a tender age, and enough of them a win them money, and then ask mama for no money to go to school because they have up them money. Yeah, that's the generation that we are living in. That's the time
Mm-mm-mm.
that we are living in because these children, them see we do it, so because we do it, them do it too. It's not so much of us
Yeah.
telling them not to do it anymore. We can't just go and tell them not to do it anymore.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. So them see we do it. And it work out for we. So
Yeah.
them all do
And
it.
that's true. And oh, like back in a, me can't say back in a my days when me smaller, adults there's certain things and
Yeah, man.
certain things say around children, certain things
Oh
do
Lord,
around
yes.
children. Nowadays, I know so.
You just blurt adults
I know so.
nowadays, they just
It
blurt
just
out anything out that come out of their mouth.
it just out in the open and
Oh
and
my
and
God.
them not care whether the child is present or not. So
Yeah.
Also, that too we have to take into consideration. Say, I know everything you talk around a child, I know everything you do around a child. Is not everything the
Mm-hmm.
child hear. You know, when me there grew up and my parents like have grown conversation, them run away, go
Yeah.
on in a room, go
Now we'll
somewhere, you go play, you go to do or something. You understand?
yeah.
Nowadays, they put them here and
Nowadays,
stay
them are
with the
invite the
key.
people in the
And
conversation.
yeah, so
Nowadays,
it's like
the child is in the midst
it's
of the
different.
conversation.
It's different, you know.
Uh, you,
It's
you, you
very
know,
different.
I'm not tearing down anybody because you have some people who have had children early. So we're not criticizing anybody on this matter because several reasons could have caused this to happen, right? So it's not a case of criticism. Thank you, Sasha British. Welcome to the live chat. Also, welcome to Jarvis's. I see you active in the chats as well. All right, remember guys to like up the live as soon as you enter. No, I am saying, right? I have seen where people have them children in the midst of the conversation, right? And they're talking nothing owns a negative thing. And they have the pitney in the conversation as well. And I invite the child to give their opinion in the conversation as well. There are no lines of demarcation anymore. No barrier, no there. No barrier, none at all, no there. And as a result, them children, just out there and them just do as them please. And as I said, I'm not gonna tear down anybody, but you have some people who have children well early. And that is the problem, I believe. That is one of the problems where a lot of children have had children. So they themselves never did even fully develop mentally by the time them start develop another life. So certain
Yeah,
value system, them not here enough to learn that, because they were the ones who because did probably rebellious and them they want to take no talk from nobody and then now them go have a child. And the same thing them go teach you pitney. If nobody lick you, you feel lick them back. And them little something there?
yeah,
These are the
yeah.
little things,
I,
guys,
I just said that it reminded me of an incident with my daughter. She was in pre-K. I think she was, yeah, pre-K. Pre-K
Mm-hmm.
she did, and pre-K or pre-K two she did, Let's think. Yes, and there was this little boy in the class, and him like every day she come home and say, "Mommy, this little boy is hitting me." I'ma say, "Are
Mm-hmm.
you telling the teacher?" And she say, "Yeah, I tell the teacher, and the teacher don't really do anything." I says, "Okay, all right, let me reach out to the teacher." So I reach out to the teacher and I let her know. And so I tell her no. I said the next time him do that, I say, tell him say the blood of Jesus is against him, and if you hit me again, me I go hit you back. But me tell her say, don't really lick him back. Just go and tell the teacher. But make sure you say the blood of Jesus is against you. Don't hit me again. And so one day, she come home and she say him hit her. No, she come home and she said hit her. I'm say, so what you do? She said, I told him. And then both the next week, no, the teacher, about a week or half, teacher take the respond back, and the teacher respond and say, did tell you come home and tell me, you know, about somebody hitting her in the class? I'm gonna say yes. And the teacher said, well, she just want to inform me that that child has been transferred to a different class. So I'm gonna say,
Wow.
thank you, Jesus, because to me, me know my child. I'm not she never there gonna lick him back. She never there gonna lick him back. When me tell her, I said, just say the blood of Jesus is against you when him lick you again. So make the fear of God they go in him. So then make him stop lick you. So so when she said that, when she said, she said to him, no, I say good. So I say, all right, make we watch God work it out now. And I'm a big
Right.
believer in teaching, my daughter how to pray and all that stuff. I am a big believer in that. And I teach her how to pray and read her Bible. And
Right.
actually, when things are going, wrong in our life, or things are not going the way, or whatever she want, me just teach her over prayer for what she want. And we developed this habit when since she was smaller, since she was about one, right? We did develop this habit where if something happened to her, maybe she dropped and hurt her knee or something, I always tell her, put your hand on your knee and pray and ask Jesus to
Mm-hmm.
heal it. So we develop
Yes.
this behavior where whenever now she's hurt or is something going on with her, she herself know now can go and pray on her own. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And if if
Yeah.
if if she's still a child, so if she drop and hurt her knee or bump her head or something, she will come to me and she'll
Yeah.
cry and she'll say, Mommy, can you just pray for my head or whatever? And I do, and I pray for it, and you know, m- I'm not naive. I know so she not feel better right away, but her faith allow her to know that she will feel better over time. You understand? And that's something that we have built together as mother and daughter. And I'm kind of happy about that, because then, yeah, me just instill in her, say, anytime anything come your way, you pray. You understand? And yes, we know, say, it now go, you can't snap your fingers and it just, magically is better. We know that. But we know say prayer can change things. And she know that. So, instilling them little things there. Oh, Jay gone. Lord, Jay and him internet. Jay and him internet. So everybody, I am not, I'm not even able to see the chat because my other device is dying and I'm putting it on the charger. I'm trying to see what's going on. But please, everybody, like up the chat, share if you can. We're having a very interesting topic about where you have been and where you are going, and how what you have experienced as a child or in your younger days, how it has impacted you, um, in your adult life, and whether it was negative or positive, have you carried it with you into your adulthood, or have you changed? Has it changed you to be better or to be worse? Whatever the case is.
Right.
Had a
Right.
power outage. Okay, sir.
All right. So I trust. Oh, hi, Rita. Hi. Welcome, Rita. How you doing? All right. So see, guys, the value system that we were speaking of, passing on good quality to the next generation. Cody's daughter, Rita, just said hi a while ago. So hi, Rita. Been a while. So blessings, blessings, blessings. Guys, as you can see, we're having a lot of technical difficulty tonight. The internet is fluctuating. I'm having issues. Triple T is having issues, but we're not gonna be spending a whole lot of time um from now. We're boiling down. We are way beyond our halfway mark. So we're just wrapping up the chat now. But some solid thoughts have been shared tonight. Very, very, very valuable thoughts tonight. And I know that it has been impactful to at least one person tonight. It's just a reminder that you are not alone. You're not alone. You're not going through this by yourself. There are other persons who are going on this who are on this journey just like you. I remember last week, I think it was, I was looking at something and it read that we are all a part of the all a part of the line that God has. And we never know when somebody from the line is going to be pushed to the front of the line. So we need to live our best life as possible because everybody who moves out of the line, we move one place closer to being at the front of the line. And saying all of that to say this, throughout the process of you traveling through the line of life, make sure that you are leaving positive impacts on the people that you encounter. Why? Because you want, when you are gone out of the line of life, that you would have left an indelible mark on somebody's life, that that person can say, oh, Tasha's timely thoughts was very impactful in my life throughout my development, or Jay says was very impactful in my life throughout my development, or any of you that are on the live or will be viewing the live in the future, you people can say that you have left a positive mark, and that to me is more important than any riches that you could ever have, because
Absolutely.
now you are sowing into the next generation. Go ahead, Triple T.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're leaving a positive mark on the generation to come. So even if you don't physically go into that generation, because not we're not gonna make it over to that long. We're not gonna there for another 100 years. Some people might be blessed with long life and they might be lucky enough to get there. But some of us might not see another 100 years. And I'm saying, make sure that the qualities that you would have left, your children will carry on the good name. Them can impact people positively. They can make a difference.
Yeah.
They can be the scientists and the preachers and the teachers and everything else of the next generation. And that we look for. That is what we are hoping for. That whatever we have learned, we carry to this level. Because I can tell you, our up to this evening, my mother and I were having a conversation. It wasn't a disagreement, but we were just analyzing parenting skills. There was one particular issue, and we had a discussion about parenting, how it was, and she said something valuable to me. Mommy said, the reason why we treated you or your generation this way is because a lot of us were not educated enough to deal with it on a better in a better way. I think it was a case of her. I was saying to her that instead of shouting all the time to a child, we can calmly speak to them, but speak to them with assertion. And nothing is wrong with speaking with assertion rather than shouting all the time at the child. And she was saying to me the reason why we, our generation, would have get all of that spanking and shouting would have been because their generation never did as learned as this generation to know that it not the whole beating and the loud shouting and all of them something there, it don't always work. And
It
I can
don't
tell
work.
you, I was a stubborn child, Triple T. Me never did stubborn. Really and truly, me never did stubborn. Me feisty, yes, but never stubborn. And I sometimes would speak back, but never stubborn. And one thing I remember where I am concerned is that if me know something I go get beat, me not do the wrong thing. You understand?
That
Because I
was
was
me
so
too.
afraid
Like,
of the belt.
yep.
Go ahead.
Me dey afraid of beating. So me
Yeah.
never do nothing for forget beating. Like mother shy away or be afraid of doing anything for get beaten. But my brother them, oh my God. Me remember one day, them skip school and go over one abandoned building. And them always do them like a something there. But me never even know because boys have them
Yeah.
them packed. And me never know all of them something. And me just
Yeah.
know say cause me a girl, I'm have my friends them who walk home with and them things there and them come home with for them friends. And so me
Yeah.
never know all of them something here we are going. And when mommy find out because the principal call and say them skip school. And me never know because all three we gone to school together and me in a class and them gonna skip school. And when mommy find out, remember mommy sit down upon them and beat them with the belt. Jesus have mercy, me feel sorry for them. But me say, why would I put in yourself in that situation to get beaten? Me just was never that type of person put myself in a situation for get beaten. Never. Me
Right.
just be too afraid. And when me see that, me say, no sir, me must go do something wrong for me mommy sit down on me like that and beat me. No, that not gonna work. So it's just it's just sometimes the beating is impactful. Sometimes it is, but then sometimes it's not because that never stopped them from skip
Again.
school again. But this
Exactly.
time them not get catch. So,
My point exactly. And
so
that is the case with me too. Like I remember one Sunday. I'll never forget this. I remember that they like just now. I remember one Sunday I had a bad flu and I didn't go to church that Sunday. I stayed home. And remember my brother did go to church with daddy and mommy. No, remember my mommy did their home, but remember said my brother did go to church. But somehow me I went next door and me did feel a little bit better and then boy decided to them I go fishing. So me never want to be the only one left back in the yard. So instead of going home to my yard, me end up go a river, go fishing for a Sunday when me figure on a church.
eh, hmm,
Cool no?
hmm.
My brother, me don't know if them did plan before, but my brother walked from church, and I'm telling you about my brother walking about 5 miles from where the church is, and somehow find we at the river in church clothes. And my father is to drive fast, and I don't know if I see my father see me. He never see me sure. But he saw my brother in his church clothes, and daddy no say nothing. Daddy wait until we reach home. And my father grabbed my brother and start give him some good healthy lick. And my brother is to do nothing more than tell my father that I was down by the river as well.
Oh my God,
And
good.
trust me, remember, I'm sick, So me the next door. But all of a sudden, me the river now. I get some lick the evening. Me get some good solid beating because my brother decides that he not get beaten alone.
Alone.
But say not to say this, no, guys. Looking back at some of the things that we did in my generation, I can say we take some serious risks, some serious risks. And one of the risks that we took are years now that I'm grown up, I'm looking back at how dangerous what we did that evening was. Because a few years later, right at the same spot that we used to go and catch fish, they found crocodiles there. So all along when we did a fool around that shoreline and a catch fish, the crocodiles them did they look for we and we. See that? See danger? So children sometimes they put themselves in some danger.
I true it was a Sunday, man. I true it was a Sunday, and God did a work overtime.
But Pitney and Nice, remember the wolf and Nice when they catch fish, so the crocodile now come close with the Nice. But we never know the crocodile there right there, so because they're right out in the open. I'm just
Mm-mm-mm.
saying, guys, children sometimes do some things were really rough. We take some serious risks, but we have to develop certain parenting styles same way when we get to them. Because yes, the lick is good and it's good to wackle them, but the lick are cool and as boy Pitney, them will find a way we go do it again. We'll find a way to do it again. We have 15 minutes to go, guys, and I'm wrapping up the live right now. We're boiled down. We're getting there. Almost ready to come off the live chat. Almost ready to come off the live. But yeah, man, guys, I'm telling you, it is very important for us to to transfer and transmit good value system. Very good to transmit good value system to these children that we have. We have to try. A lot of people wash their hands already on these children, them then give up on them, but we can't afford to do that. We have to maintain that positive value system that these children will still have hope. Because of that we really try work on Triple T, them having hope for a future, a positive future. Welcome, D kids. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Because what you mean boiled down? What the soup boiled down long time.
Soup boil on long time. Right now, everybody in the chats are drinking cup of soup. How are you today?
Exactly. It
How are
boil up
yourself? Me
and
leave a
bubble
bowl
up
for
and
the soup.
everything. I know it a simmer.
Me left a bowl of soup here, Deacons. But Deacons, we're talking about your past experiences, the journey from your past to how it has impacted you in today's society. Like, you know, everything where you go through and how it make you who you are now. And also what it will do for you as it relates to the future. So I
No
basically that way I
worries,
look on.
kid. No worries. No worries. God is good anyway.
Yeah, man, we are happy that you're here. As long as you like up the live,
Very happy that you're
um,
here.
you're
You
still not
stop
late.
by. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're still not late. You're still not late.
You
Um,
know, say pot bottom always good. If a pot
yeah,
bottom
man, that's
food
true.
always
Yes,
good.
man.
I like the bun stuff. No,
JD, Wagwan, welcome, JD.
JD, good night. Good
Um,
night. How are you?
open apology, JD. Last night, boy, me sleep well. Me sleep with JD. Honest to God, me didn't feel good last night. I was sick. Triple T can tell you. She wasn't feeling well. I wasn't feeling well. And me knock out from after 10, I think. From after 10, me knock out. Because me dey take two pill and it just knock me from my bottom. But
Nothing much, JD. What's up?
nonetheless,
What's up?
nonetheless. Yeah,
What's up?
JD. So we're talking Triple T, run out with the topic, man.
We're talking about where you have been and where you are going. So basically, we're just talking about, what has impacted us in our childhood and how it has affected us in our adult life. So, if there's anything that was positive or negative that impacted you, if it has changed over the years, to make you a better person or a worse person.
Yeah.
So that's what we've just been talking about, really. And
Your
how we can
experiences.
be impactful, even now as adults, or we can be impactful to the younger
To the
generation in
next
order
generation.
for them to, grow up, positively.
Right.
You see, kids, you listen. No, don't even
Kids, my
start
eyes them are
tonight,
hurting from
girl.
this morning.
Oh my God, I can see clearly now. The sickness gone. Yeah, man,
No,
no,
no
true.
kids.
Nobody feel good yesterday, man. I don't know. Something did I go on. Never feel good for you. Me
So
know say me never
something
feel
did
good.
happen.
Me not feel good for 2 days now.
Yeah, man, I see you or something, kids. The whole of my left side there hurt me yesterday. The whole of my
Mm.
left side, yeah,
And
my
Tuesday,
left
and
side.
Tuesday, I wake up with no voice. Couldn't
Yeah,
even
man, that's
talk.
true.
Like all
You
of
know, it's a
that.
rain a falling.
Blessings, JD. I see you, girl. What's
What's up,
up?
Jerry? Yeah, man. When the spirit did a mess. Mess or mesh? Mess? Nothing is wrong with
No,
that.
man. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not.
No, no,
Trust me,
no.
on that.
No, no.
No, sir.
No see you on.
No zero
No see you
near.
came from right side. Mm-mm.
No, ma'am.
No see you on here. All tests are negative. No see.
Yes, 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 yes.
All tests are negative.
Sasha said,
It's just a
"We're
change of
strong
climate.
man."
For
Uh,
me, the change of climate just messed me up yesterday. But the rain just messed me up.
mhm.
So the hot and cold.
Thank you.
No, well, kids, we just like God thanks, and you know it already. I was just talking about it earlier. No matter how me I suffer through any pain or whatever, if you don't know me well, you won't know. So me actually I go through it because you still see this and you hear this. All when me have grown in my pain, you know. Go on with your business, go dry with that man. Who- which
Hey,
part
the
dry
girl.
like man? Which part dry like Manchester? Go on with your business. All those sitting here you come from. Good night, Dam.
Good night, Dad.
You better
JD,
try your
what's going
mildew.
on?
Hot and cold. JD,
You
your
jump upstairs
experience,
and you're
your
so
fun.
quiet.
Oh, good night, Dav. So JD, oh you're not there. JD gonna run a kitchen as usual. JD ever cook, you know? Anytime JD the panel life, JD always a cook. But yeah, man, how your past has impacted your present and the how it has prepared you for your future. You know,
Can
that
say
is
I
what we're
feel
looking
rain
for.
there, Mandeville.
Uh-oh. Wow. We're having rain over here in the east as well, kids. We've been having rain since day before yesterday. We've been having rain for 3 days now. So all in all, that's one reason to make me get sick. The whole for rain and then being out in the rain and in the house, out in the rain in the house for whatever reason. Just get me not feeling well yesterday. Today is much better though, but yesterday was terrible. I actually took some allergy medicine last night, so that's the reason why I fall asleep. But yeah, man, really appreciate all the persons turning out. JD, hurry up and come give 2 cents because at 7 minutes we have to go before we close out the live tonight. So hurry up and come give you 2 cents. Plug your number. Let us hear. And kids, if you want to come upstairs, you can come upstairs and share your experience from when you were young and how it has impacted you to present day and what it has done for preparation to your future. You can click the link and jump upstairs real quick and just share with
That's
us
the
in that short
that's
period of
the
time.
beauty
Yeah.
to leave our food for full our belly. You must leave it
JD,
for the morning so you can eat it up.
JD, leave me food, my belly full right now. So in the morning you heat it up, boy, I tell you. JD and Dav are two sisters. Man, I tell you,
Mhm.
they're whitey sisters. You hardly see one without the other. Kids, you know, come upstairs. Come chat to me a little bit before we go. How your past, how your childhood impact your present now. 6 minutes to go. Well, since kids now come and JD up here and not say nothing. Tasha, your final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Do not let fear do not let fear drive you. Do not let fear be a part of your, even if it was in the past, don't let it be a part of your present. Um
Yeah.
fear is not, fear is not of God. And one scripture I always use is, He has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So I always use that scripture whenever I have to make decisions or anything, and there's a fear of doing something, or is a fear of, I always use that scripture. So for me, and for everyone out there that is fearful of the future or fearful of things to come, just don't let that be a driving factor or a force in your decision making.
I am blessed to be surrounded by so many beautiful women tonight. Me feel special. You know, pretty, you know?
Cordia said she had a
Good
negative
night,
impact, which caused,
everyone.
good night, love, caused her
Okay.
to be overprotective of her kids. Jay, go
Wow.
in the comments.
All right. And Ked says in the chat, my past has impacted me greatly as it taught me to be humble and appreciate the little things in life. My mother my mother never used to beat us. If she can't catch us, if she can't catch us, stone or run we done. With with you better can. Oh, you better can run. Kids, yeah they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that my past has taught me how to be humble and to
Yeah.
appreciate the little things in life, because now with our situation with COVID, things has gotten rough for most of us. We now
Mm-hmm.
have to adjust to certain situation. I mean, if you were a type of family, when as it relates to food, if you were a type of family who would have bought grocery maybe $25,000 a month. Now you might not earn that anymore. So you have to go drop that to 10
Mm-hmm.
or 15. So
Yeah.
with your past of growing up knowing how to adjust to certain situation, because sometimes you will not have food, so you just have to go settle for the local dumpling and butter or the
Girl,
rice
you
and
know.
butter the local one
Yeah.
pot meal. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
our past as prepared us for the future in a sense. Because other times will come, and
Yeah.
so in our earlier days we had experienced how to really cope in that time. So when we're actually in the point of time where we can't afford it, then we will know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what to do. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
hmm so I think it has shaped me a lot. Yeah, it has.
Mm-hmm.
And some people would say they don't believe in beating a child, but my mother, she didn't really believe in beating. Once you do something wrong, you just know that you get that eye, and she don't have no time for beat you. So you better can run and side, cause a stone you get. So, those little things grow you up a certain way. Because my mother is an overprotective mother, and
Right.
everything, she's like, if you're going on a trip, she's not stop calling your phone until you're home. So now when I am older, if I'm on the road at a certain hour, I'm literally afraid. Because I'm used to like
Mm-hmm.
my mother calling down my phone, you soon reach home, this, that. So certain things are still embedded in you. Certain things
But
you will
DJ
not
there.
do as you grow up. You know?
Well, Mommy J there. Mommy J, are you not enough? Hey, let me tell you, kids, to this day, that is how my mother is. Certain hours can't catch you and she not call on the phone. Why you there so long?
A true
But
mother is so overprotective, and they want to know where you at and all of that. So growing up, sometimes I feel as though the way they grow you so clustered, it's like maybe that's why some people just call it layman's term broke out and just do certain
mhm,
things, because they were grown so
explore.
yeah, they want to explore the world, so they was grown so clustered, so them never did used to certain things, so they want to experience it now. And that's why you
Right.
find some of the persons who grew up in the church, No longer go to
Yeah.
church when them reach older age because them start understand so them can go to party and all
Mm-hmm.
these things, you know,
Yeah.
while some
Extreme.
would have still maintained that and still go to church.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my final thought is this. Now, I was watching something this week, yesterday to be exact, and it was a story about a footballer. His parents were very wealthy, but somehow on a vacation trip, a football scout saw that he could play football very well, and as such, he got the best opportunity in the world. He started traveling the world to play football. But the report was saying that this gentleman retired at 27 because he realized that he started falling out of love with football. Now, the person reading the article made a very, very, very good statement. Hi, me time. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my life. Although we're ending, the person said, when a person is born into riches, they're not able to appreciate the value of coming up the ranks to get to the level of success. And believe me, guys, that is something that stuck with me. Why? For me, and for many of us who are on this live, a lot of us, we did not experience wealth when we were growing up. But to God be the glory, a lot of us are better off than how we were many years ago. And for that, we have to appreciate where we are, put value on where we are, and also express the same ideals to our children that they can understand and embrace the value of the things that are there for their comfort in this present time and day, because it's not easy to get them the luxuries that a lot of them experience now. So thank you everyone who turned out for the live session tonight. Really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you, Me Time, for sharing me out to your community. Wow, I really
Thank
appreciate it. Me Time, I'm
thank
sorry
you.
that you're just coming on. I wish you had come out earlier, Me Time. Believe me. So you can ask all of them to connect with JC's and Tasha's Timely Thoughts. We do appreciate it. All right, Me Time. And I must say openly also, I enjoy coming to your live streams as well. Me Time is a gamer from the Philippines, and she always has some nice vibes going on over there. She's very vibrant and very polite. All right. So thank you, Me Time. Really, really, really appreciate you. I promise. Once you connect with us, we will connect back with you. All right. So, as we always say on this channel, though, guys, once again, we appreciate you for coming out tonight. Thank you for another session of Lifestyle Thursdays, another rich discussion that we've had. And I trust that somebody would have been impacted positively by our engagement tonight. So, as we always
Nice.
say, Jay says, and we are out of here. Thank you again, and good night.